Yep.
All right, well, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I don't have to start over. I just have to
Thanks,
edit this.
guy.
Yeah.
Thanks.
The mic is now back. God damn it. All right, well,
Stoner Steve.
Let's fucking nerd.
Yeah, start over. Sort of.
Man, that was my fucking bad.
Dork.
Amateur.
I am such dork. I am such dork.
I'm gonna have to edit that motherfucker later.
Nah, thank you, Stoner Steve.
Shots for fucking nerd.
Hopefully you are appreciating the FF7 Remake hype.
You can't come and then eat beefaroni.
You know what? I don't even think I fucking edited the name of the episode or shit either. I fucked this whole fucking thing up.
April Fools, guys. Fuck it.
All right, so start talking about 15 again.
No, this is Finn. I'm Finn. I just lost a lot of weight. I got coronavirus. I got really sick, so I just lost a lot of weight.
He's already lost a lot of weight, the motherfucker. Co-hosting. Yeah, we're going, Jeffe, so feel free to talk while I'm fucking doing shit I should have done before and fucked everything up.
To catch everybody up, during that 5 minutes of dead air, we pretty much just talked about Final Fantasy 15 and how Fudge just beat it and how he liked it. And I was talking about how it was, when I played it, wasn't really complete yet. Played it when it first came out, and Square Enix was planning on actually patching the story, which is something you don't really see in quote-unquote finished games.
So I wonder what they did then, you know?
Yeah, me too. I'm really curious. And yeah, I know there's all that DLC with like each of your party members, because there's a certain part
there's one for like Ardine too and shit, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's what I mean. Like I don't know how you like, because there's definitely some like, did you have the quest that popped up in purple and they were like a completely separate thing without your party, and you like found like there was one of them, it was like some random bitch and she was like, who are you? And he was like, I don't know, who are you? And it's like the party isn't with you or whatever. I started one and I was like, I don't want to do this yet, and then I just never ended up doing them.
Yeah,
so.
That doesn't sound familiar, so that might not have existed yet.
The only two problems I had with 15, I liked the game a lot. I had a ton of fun playing it. I'm really glad I finally did play it. But one, the battle system basically eventually just turns into you warp striking everything.
You just hold circle, man. Yeah.
There's no fucking
spam triangle. Yeah.
Yeah. There's really no need to do anything else at a certain point, and you can get there pretty quickly if you know how to level up and you know the way to figure that shit out. And I don't like how at a certain point you like basically like can't go back in the game, and it's like there's like I want to say it's like almost like a third of the storyline, if not a little more.
I think you're right,
that you just can't go back. So like all that shit you did over like what is it like 4 or 5 chapters? It's like all that levels you might have gained or whatever. You just like can't go back and do anything about it. So it just kind of sucks that like that early in the game they give you the fucking ultimatum. You know, it's kind of beat. Like, I understand that there's, like, a nice chunk, like a couple chapters you maybe want to do. And they do give a warning, but it says you don't...
warn you. That's the thing. It's
but they warn you, but they say you don't get to come back for a while.
For a while, yeah.
But you don't get to go back. You can't go back at a certain point. It's, like, really not open world after, like, fucking chapter 8. So they kind of fuck you there. You know what I mean?
No, it's sad. The 15 was good. I had a lot of fun with it. I remember really liking it. But, like, after not playing it for, like, 3 years, I'm kind of, like thinking, like... Remember how good like 7, 8, 9, 10, or 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then like 12 was kind of okay, and then everybody hated 13, and now it's like they're trying to come back with 15 and be like Square Enix again, and didn't really work. I thought, from what I remember, I really liked the bromance, like the whole 4 dudes. Really felt like a road trip. Like the setting was the setting was really fucking cool, like the world. But it was so like artificial, like I don't know, like you fucking.
I'm definitely really. You want to take a little shot-ski? Pour one way, but I'm interested in what you're gonna say because I didn't feel like my favorite parts about it.
It's a bit nitpicky, but it's something that's important for me is like the way they build the world and make the world actually feel lived in.
I see what you're saying. It's kind of. The world doesn't feel lived in. The world just seems deserted from like day one. Like there's no towns almost.
But yeah, there's settlements, but they like those feel fake to me more than anything. Like
Well, the settlements are, no one just normally lives like that. Like, think about any other, like, most other place. There's like a town with actual houses and places you buy shit and do shit, and there's like actual homes. There's just like
fucking
there
diners.
almost isn't. Yeah,
There's just diners scattered everywhere, and then there's that one big city. But you think about it, like the game starts and you're pushing your car. That's such an amazing way to open a game because it really like makes you think like, wow, this is going to be like an adventure, and like you're pushing the car to the gas station. You meet the chick with the tits and all that, but then like it's like pretty open right from right from
Shomers
the go.
it is, and it probably will be most of the time.
Yeah, sorry, Shomers.
I'm gonna take my shot here.
Yeah, they
cheers to nerdery.
So you get to this gas station, right, and it's like pretty open, and in my head I think like, okay, let me go like kill some monsters or whatever, and like there's a bunch of low level crap around, but like maybe a little further down there's like your level fucking 50 giant behemoth or something.
Yeah.
Like fucking 10 feet from this gas station with absolutely zero protection. That kind of stuff is like the way like Square thought about how the player interacts with other people, like NPCs, and then Square thought about how people interact with the monsters through combat, but they didn't think about how the people in the world and the monsters like connect. And there is for the demons. The demons that come out at night, they don't like light. So towns are all lit up, and that's so. But during the day though, there's literally just gigantic, terrible things that can come and just completely destroy everything. Giant birds that like you figure like, why are these 4 little twinks driving a fucking convertible when they could just a giant bird can just come and fucking
scoop them up,
Prompto off.
But it's kind of like it. But it's kind of like it, I mean, we definitely just come into wilderness, destroy it, build houses on it. And that wilderness doesn't come back and fuck us up. It stays away. So that's the only... Now, you are right. I agree with you.
Yeah, I just thought there should be like some fucking walls or something. Like, it's just like...
Or just a little something.
Yeah, something.
No, I...
Because everybody's wearing like fucking button-up t-shirts and bikinis and shit. All they're like civilians that all have like the same repeating faces, which it's a bit nitpicky, yeah, but like that shit eventually gets to me. You see like you're in a diner and you see the same dude, same model, same button-up plaid t-shirt sitting across from the same fucking dude with the same face. He's eating with himself. It's like it's
like that fucking shit. Rick and Morty episode when Rick's got taken by the Galactic Federation or whatever, and they're in the diner and he's like, fold yourself 12 times. And he does, like the whole thing fucks up. Yeah. That's what it's like. It's like just like the same guys. Or no, is it that episode when they're the aliens are trying to get the whatever recipe for fuel? And then, all the things are like walking into walls and shit. The simulation inside another simulation. You sure I wasn't following? It's all good, making sure I wasn't. But yeah, that's played since 3. Oh, well, you played some Final Fantasies. Good for you, Shomers.
Yeah, that's my one big thing about 15. It's like they didn't put as much love into the world as
probably because they couldn't. They probably had to at some point, because didn't development take so long to begin with?
Yeah, they in the beginning it was like a completely different game, and it was supposed to be like Versus 13 or whatever. They were still going hard on all that. Like there's a 13 trilogy and then like a 13 Versus trilogy, but that like became 15, and I think it even almost got canceled and shit. Like it was a rough 10 years.
I do remember seeing videos about that. It was like it literally was supposed to be something completely different, and then all of a sudden things changed.
Yeah, you could see like kind of vague hints that they had like Noctis's character design kind of figured out, but that was like it.
Yeah. But I mean, all in all, it's definitely I had a ton of fun with it. It was really nice to just be like, all right, man, like how many open world games have I played since playing a brand new Final Fantasy? So the fact that this one's open world, that was pretty cool. The car, that's the thing too. At a certain point, the car just like it's just gone forever. Like I thought, like at the end, did you beat God of War yet?
No, I didn't make it very far.
Well,
so
this isn't going to ruin the ending, but the way they finish off God of War, the game just continues, and they roll like the ending credits as the game continues. So you could still explore the world, do the side quest and whatever. And it's but it doesn't that doesn't ruin the ending for you. It's still, you could just, it's nice because like you can complete the game and all your progress is there, and then you could complete the side quest shit that you want to do. And they even talk about it, like the son's like, oh, what should we do now? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it's cool.
That game had a really cool like awareness about it. I love it.
Yeah. No, That game fucking blew me away.
Yeah,
That game is so...
I was bummed fucking Keith was like, yeah, come play Warcraft. And I'm like, dude, I have so many good games I could be playing right now. You're going to come make me play fucking Warcraft? And then he stops playing.
Yeah. Goddamn Keith.
Gets me fucking addicted.
He's going to call in eventually, so we got to be ready for that. I don't think he called in here. I think we would
piece
hear
of
it.
Shit.
But, wait, hold on. Do we have a voicemail?
Stop trying to get laid, dude.
no,
Come play
that's
Warcraft.
No, he ain't getting laid. He's fucking hanging out with the bros, dude.
Well, yeah. Let's
Being next to all those dudes, you think he's going to get laid? You know how many fucking good-looking guys are next to him before it gets to him?
Yeah, he's
definitely the best-looking out of all three of us. He's definitely gotten laid more than us. I guess we could say that, like when he was single.
Yeah, it's all subjective, but yeah.
Yeah. So, there's either way, just being with the name we shall not speaks, just those three dudes, you know what I mean? Those three dudes alone, that's mad competition. But that's the thing about Keith. He doesn't give a fuck.
No.
He'll take the straggler. Like, he's okay with it. He's cool. He doesn't have standards. So he's all set. But it's like, how many girls do there are? There's like 9 of those dudes stuck in a fucking bang bus, dude.
Yeah.
The van they have is huge. It's like one of those ones that they're like taller for like no reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, man. Fucking retired from Boston.
Retired my ass. They lied to him, though. I don't want to go too far, because I'll let him tell it next week.
We can let him call in and say some shit.
Yeah, that's true. He's probably going to call in soon, too. But I fucking... 15 was a lot of fun, but like I said, my two major things, the replayability or like continuing after you beat the game, it's just really not there. And I think, and I understand why, and I understand that's the way they wanted the story to go. Honestly, when I said the way God of War ended, Keith was like, oh, that's kind of what they did with 15 too as well. So I don't know if he was just saying that to make it to like throw me off, or if he just remembered wrong, or what, because there's no playing after you finish the game. You just get sent back to like your last save when you're in Insomnia, and you can't go anywhere anyways. Like, you can't do anything. Like,
I can't really remember.
You're just stuck there. Well, you remember, like, it's 10 years after he's like hidden in some fucking whatever the fuck happens.
And you just pop up, you're like older, and you're just on the street, and everything's
so
on fire.
sick.
It's sick as
dude. So I was fucking, I was drawn a little bit at that
Game
part.
looks so good.
And he pops out, and I'm just like, because you're like 2 miles away from Hammerhead or whatever, and it's like head towards Hammerhead. So you don't know you're getting picked up by Talcott yet. The little kid that grows up into, the guy or whatever 10 years later.
Yeah.
And you're just walking around, and I'm like kind of baked. And I'm like, oh my God, do I really get to walk through like 2 miles in this game of this? This is so fucking sick. But you get picked up eventually. So it's only like that part by the beach or whatever. I just don't get. I mean, I probably just missed it or whatever, fucking having a kid and like trying to play like in-depth ass fucking video games like that, like trying to paint it to the story where the kid's screaming in the background. But like, I don't like, how does he just show up at that beach town all of a sudden? You know what I mean?
Yeah, fuck, you got me there.
And then like, and that's the thing, but like, and that's the thing Keith's got to be wrong. There's no playing after, because the world's like basically destroyed and has to be rebuilt. And that's that. Like, there's no going back in time or anything. Nock just did what he had to do. He killed that fucking guy, took him out, and he sacrificed himself, and that was that. No more king, so I don't know who the fuck is king now. That's the thing too. There's like no idea of like who's king next. There's no afterlife shown at all, really. They just show the last night they camp, and when Nock like kind of cries and everybody's sad. Well, that fucking part almost got me, dude.
Yeah, it's rough.
That, and like I think they like go through some back of the dialogue of like the opening of the game when they're pushing the car and shit, just to like remind you of it or whatever. But like,
yeah.
That's the thing too with the ending. Like, the ending's good and everything, but there's no post life at all. There's no who's the new king, if there is one. There's no like just some like how these people living now, dude. The whole world is destroyed. They show the sunrise, but like that's it. They did that to you. They did like 3 fucking endings. It was like the ending, credits, another ending, the rest of the credits, one more ending. I hope you waited for. You know what I mean? So that was I guess a little fucking funky, but yeah, they show the sunrise, and that's like it. So it isn't terrible. I like how it ended. I like where the story went and why. I get all that. But yeah, I don't know what Keith was talking about. There's no like you choose like this. Oh, you can save your game, right? And you start here, and you can use the dog to go back in time to old chapters or whatever. But it's like
I think.
But is that even it? Do you just go back in time and then it started me off at level 45 when I did that. I popped in and it was like, oh, all the hunts will be restarted. All this will be restarted.
Yeah, because I feel like when I went, because the last thing in that game that I tried to do was the very last achievement, the very last trophy I had to get was to kill the fucking Turtle Mountain Adamantoise.
Did you fight Omega?
Did he? Probably.
He pops up in Insomnia when everything's all fucked 10 years later. There's a certain spot he pops up, and he's just sitting there. And he's like a machine.
Shit, I might not have. I don't remember.
I think that might be considered harder than that fucking turtle.
Really? But that...
I tried to fight him for a little bit, and I like wasn't seeing his life moving, and he has like retarded defenses. Like when you hit him, it's like 1 damage.
Oh, no.
He can like only be hurt when he's like fucking staggered or something. Like I didn't even... Or not staggered, that's Final Fantasy VII Remake, but... There was something like 13. when he breaks down and he fucking... I forgot what they call it in that game, but that's like the only time he could be hurt. Like it just seemed like it was just gonna take me way too long and probably mean nothing.
Yeah, I wonder if that was even in the game when I played it. Because honestly, like
you get some drop like rare metal or whatever, but it's like the very end of the game. I don't even know what you can do with the drop. I don't even get it unless you go back and unless going back in time in the different chapters. If that's how you continue playing, I think then whatever. But they start you over at level 45.
Yeah, I don't know. There must have been something. There had to be some kind of thing that like you missed and I just can't remember.
I think that's what it is. I think
like I did.
Because you could start using the dog to go back in time.
Yeah, because I definitely remember being 99 and I was trying to grind out these like the best vest you could wear for all of the party members and it's like this super rare drop from these things that were like also rare that they dropped from the sky, but they weren't every time like the soldier drops, but it was like some specific mech that had to drop and then that had like a 0.002% chance to drop in his fucking vest. And I got like 3 or 4 of them. And then I was going to go fuck up that turtle. But then I just kind of fucking stopped playing. But that was definitely after I beat the game. And I definitely remember being 99 for all of it. So it was a very,
when I did this like fucking continue thing or whatever, I mean, you might have not do that continue thing then. So maybe the continue thing just does something. If I didn't do that, because you can start going back in time with that dog in like one of the ending chapters. That must be it. Like going back in time to a different chapter.
Either that or I like kept a separate save file when I was 99, but before I started that like can't go back anymore. I don't know. Mm-hmm. And the game has changed so much, like I said, in the last 3 or 4 years with the patches and DLCs and
I mean, if you can go back in time and you just have all your same stats and everything's the same, then that's a different story. Then I guess you can.
That's what I thought, yeah.
But I guess because the way the story goes, the whole world just gets fucked and it never goes back from that. So
yeah,
that's what it ends up being. But all in all, it was definitely fucking really solid game. I had a ton of fun. Driving around was cool.
The whole driving mechanic.
Fishing was fun. I liked fishing.
I know probably people weren't really too into like the whole, like I have to sit 2 to 10 minutes to just get across the fucking map. But it's like...
You could always fast travel.
Yeah, you could fast travel, but like, what does it cost, gil or something?
Oh, it's like... I mean, everything was half price in my game, like the gas and the fast travel and the hotels.
Oh yeah, you had to get gas.
So that was pretty cool. But it was it was everything. It was like 5 gil for a fast travel. So
yeah,
I never really
it was
had
so tiny. And
in the beginning, money didn't matter, which was nice because he it didn't just allow you to just spend a ton of money and still have it. And
yeah, but by the end.
Yeah, I mean, if you did the hunts, you were good on money, or you did that one quest line with taking photos.
Oh,
that guy. That fucking fat dude in that big city.
Yeah.
He he would give you a ton of money.
Looks like Hurley from Lost.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, that was the other thing in that game that kind of got me. The side content too was a little tedious, I guess. Like you're gonna reuse assets in a game, right? Like you'll have some low level monster that's like a brown little dinosaur or something. And then later at level 30, it's bigger and it's green now, but it's the same fucking dinosaur, right?
Yeah.
They reuse the assets. But there was literally like one part of the story mission where you go through this dungeon, you get all the way to the fucking basement, it takes for fucking ever or whatever. You kill this boss, then you go back out, say you go fucking try and do a hunt. You could potentially actually get a hunt that will take you all the way through the same dungeon and all the way to the same room where you fight almost the same exact boss.
Or no, it is the same exact thing.
It is the same exact thing. That happens like multiple times, I think.
That fucking got me. That pissed me off a lot. There was 2 or 3 hunts that were like that. That like if you didn't grab them before, you might have like fell upon the fucking thing.
Yeah.
And if they just gave a warning like, hey, there's a hunt for this, you should get it before you start it. Do that.
Yeah, right.
Because there was this one. It was probably, I think it's considered like one of the gnarliest dungeons in the game.
Yeah, there was
It's the one where
really
you have
annoying.
to just keep going. Like it's like each corner in the room, and every time you go down, the fight goes from like one red giant and 15 flans and fucking
dude.
whatever.
Oh.
And at the end, it's like 3 red giants, 2 Medusas, 20 flans. and it just takes forever. And it's like, and then when I got the hunt for the Jabberwock, that's what the ending dragon boss is, which is like nothing compared to those battles I make you do before.
The exact dungeon I was thinking of. Yes.
Yeah, and so that dungeon takes like hours to do, and then when you go back, they make you do those fucking 4 retarded battles. I thought if you could just go in and you don't have to do those 4 battles again.
Yeah, like run
fine.
through.
All right, make me go through it again. Whatever, I'll go through, but don't make me do those 4 annoying battles again. But they fucking did.
Sure did.
And like literally one of the corners. After you've done all 4, one of them randomly has 2 spots you can go to when you're fucking, those boxes are moving underground and shit, and you just randomly have to know at the exact point to not go straight and to go left or some bullshit. And the only reason I knew was because I had to fucking look it up.
Damn.
So that was a little fucking, that was a little aggravating and shit, but I did go through it and I beat the hunts and I fucking, I did almost just about like the quests I had left were just literally like a few with Sid that like he wanted me to fucking do more quests or sleep more to get like these weapons that he was building for me or whatever. And I was just like, whatever, I got fucking Nox. I don't really care too much. But I did like every hunt. Like I literally went down the entire map and fast traveled to every place that had a diner and got all the hunts I could at a certain point. I was trying to avoid like literally going on the internet or whatever, but just doing what I felt like. Cause for me to like a hundo stick a game, like, and like, what if I find out I missed something? And then I'm just gonna be like, fuck this game, dude. I'm just gonna do to my ability what I feel like completing the most of it or doing the most I can to where I'm like, all right, I got a lot done, but now I'll go beat the end boss or whatever. And that's usually how I do it nowadays. But I put like, what was my picture? I said 60 something hours.
Yeah, I think so. I forget.
It was something like, it was a little over 60 hours. So I was, I haven't put that much in a game in a while. I think the last game I put decent amount was like, I think like Fallout 4 and that. Well, God of War, I don't think God of War had a timer. I think they took the timer out, like purposely. I don't think they wanted one in there.
Yeah, you probably still got like 20, 30 out of it or something, right?
I would say more. I did a nice chunk of shit in God of War for sure. I would say 30, between 30 and 40 maybe.
The side content is really good in that game.
Yeah, that game was so much fun when you were on that canoe and you were just traveling around. You saw something you haven't gone to yet.
It's just
it didn't feel tedious or repetitive. It was fucking just a new fucking fun ass thing to do, dude.
That feeling is the exact feeling that you get in Breath of the Wild everywhere. That's the same exact thing. Like exploring the world is the game. Like you,
and that's why I really fucking need to fucking play Breath of the Wild. Switch is on my list. It's just very far. It's just very far away. Like and I don't know if I just want to fucking. Just get the Switch Lite just for the sake of playing. Like it's like, you know what? One day I'll get a Switch and one day I'll play Breath of the Wild. I'm not fucking worried about it.
Yeah, it could wait for sure, but it's just so good the way like they designed it so that like anywhere you are on the map, there's something interesting on the horizon for your just
catching your eye and making you go. And shit, right?
Like there's no like fucking quest marker that tells you to go there. You just go there.
Yeah no, it's I can imagine it's like that same thing from God of War but like on steroids for fucking Breath of the Wild.
A little bit, yeah.
How far did you get into God of War before we start kicking off Final Fantasy 7? Because we all been going for like really like 20 something minutes, even though it says 30 something, because the whole first 5 minutes we just didn't have fucking. And we could probably I'll probably mute it just to not risk
the copyright shit.
Yeah, like the fucking bullshit music. Well, we could probably play like maybe one of the things later, or some of the trailers if we want later, or like show what we're talking. I'll just want to mute it just to play it safe because I'm sure the copyright will pull up for it and then it'll attack our fucking shit. So
yeah, we'll want to talk over it anyway. But yeah, no, I didn't get that far. What the fuck was I last doing?
Actually, Night Sky Prince plays Final Fantasy 7 music in his or Final Fantasy music.
Video
in his
game
shit
music is weird, man. Like it's
maybe I don't think it does the copyright shit. We can give it a shot. Weird. Well, we'll turn it down. If it tags it, then it tags it.
Yeah,
I would just prefer it didn't.
Shit with video game music is weird because almost every YouTube channel uses like original Final Fantasy music, Donkey Kong music, Banjo-Kazooie music, like all the big game soundtracks. They like a lot of big YouTubers just fucking. That's all they use.
Keep talking. I'm just fucking doing the social media thing.
God of War. What the fuck? There was like you go into what do you start in Midgard, and then you go to like Asgard or whatever, like what's like the Elven place or some shit. I think it was in the Elven place, like
Because Asgard, I think is. I don't know if you get to go there at like the very end of the game because that's like fucking what's his name's home, right? I was surprised you never ever see Thor or Zeus. You only see Thor's kids,
Zeus,
and then
Zeus,
or no, not Zeus. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Zeus was already
Zeus.
in.
You technically killed Zeus.
Yeah, he's Greek mythology.
Who's fucking Thor's dad?
Yeah,
Odin.
Yeah,
you
in
never
Norse.
see Odin. You never see Thor. And I actually kind of
Norse
like that because it
mythology.
opens up for like the next God of War. Because if they don't make another one, they're fucking stupid.
No,
There's
they're
no way
probably
they're
gonna
not.
do a trilogy.
They're
again.
literally in the middle of doing the second one, I'm sure, and we're gonna hear about it when PS5. I mean, dude, it'd be hard to not spend like fucking $3,000 on the PS5 when it comes out for that game. I'm definitely gonna end up waiting, but like that'll, I'm gonna have to get a PS5 obviously eventually, and it's gonna be compatible with PS4 games, which makes it easier for me to buy it sooner. But I'd rather buy a Switch first because there's definitely shit
me
on
too.
Switch I really want to fuck with before I'm fucking with that.
For sure.
But it's because Asgard is where they live, and I don't think you get to go there until like towards the end, or like maybe it's like actually considered extra content. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But keep going.
Now there was one part in the very beginning where you do actually go to another world, but I don't know what it was called. So what happens? Something with the witch. Like I met the witch.
I'm listening. I just have to edit the fucked up social media posts I put up by accident.
No, yeah, I can't really remember exactly where I was at the story, but like it's where you like pretty much first unlock the map, and then a little bit after that where what's it, like that big rotating fucking thing in the middle of the I guess it's Midgard. Like
that's the thing that brings you to the other fucking worlds or whatever.
Yeah, I went into like the first other world and came back out, and now I have like the option to like rotate shit around and go into all these different places and whatnot. But that's really
So you didn't get, I guess, like too far then.
No, it probably wasn't even 10 hours in. Probably
Just before you got fucking stuck playing World of Warcraft.
Yeah, which I've definitely put more than 10 hours. World of Warcraft.
How many hours do you think you put in playing World of Warcraft right now?
It's hard to say because it's such like a passive game. Like I play that, like it's on while I'm like cooking and smoking and pooping and shit.
Yeah.
And you're just like AFK or whatever. But fucking probably a solid like probably 50, 60 by now. In like wait, how long have I been playing? Like 3 months now?
Might even be more than that then, right?
No, I started like mid-January, I think. Keith fucking hit me up. Oh, we need a healer. Oh, really, Keith? Do you need a healer now? Because you're level 30, and now I'm level 52. So
Oh, that's good. You haven't hit 60 yet.
no, I'm getting close. Fucking yeah, I got new friends on Warcraft, Keith. I don't need you.
You don't need Joe ass anymore. He says he's gonna call in a bit. I don't know. I guess they're like looking for the van or whatever. But
Yeah, fuck him.
yeah, dude, God of War is so fucking. Oh man, it was. And I really like how when the game ended, you could just continue playing the game and like it didn't fucking, shackle you or like, just basically how 15. Like I said, 15 story is awesome and how it's open world for a bit, but then all of a sudden basically the open world just stops.
Yeah, it's just hallway mode after that.
And then they don't, the way they explain it, they're just like, oh, you can go back in time to chapters. So it makes you wonder, like I never bothered even trying or doing it. I was like, no, I'm just gonna play the story. I'm doing what I want to do. But it's like, all right, but it's that if that's how you go back to the open world, then like just give a little extra like 2 sentences. Like look at all the bullshit annoying ass tutorials when you first start that game and learn the battle system, which ends up just becoming holding R1 and mashing the triangle button.
Yeah.
Like think of how many tutorials and how much shit you fucking fill in there so we can learn how to play the game, because it was definitely way more intricate than like most Final Fantasies. And you just can't put an extra 2 sentences to say, hey, this is, in parentheses, like, hey, this is how you go back and continue extra game content that you want to play, et cetera, et cetera. Like, just put a little bit more detail into let the guy know, because I'm fucking sitting here clueless. Like, dude, I put like over 60 hours in this game. I go back in time. Do I go back to like what my level was when I go back? Like, I don't fucking know. But right now I'm not into that anyway because I'm stuck on the story. This is what I want to do. But like, just put a little, this will all stay the same. You just go back to here so you can do extra game content. But, okay, cool. Now I know. You explain everything else. You don't explain that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's, for the most part, it's a lot of nitpicking. The game was awesome. I could see why it fucking took so long.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really cool
so
shit in it. Yeah, it looks, and that was the one thing that bummed me out. I saw it on sale on Steam, the Windows edition, which is the one I wanted to get because I have a good enough video card to fucking rock that shit, and I know it definitely looked a lot better, and I really wanted to wait and play it because I had the Steam controller.
Yeah.
There really was that and fucking the second Deus Ex game, which it's too close to the 7 Remake now for me to play.
Yeah, fuck.
But that might be when I finally play after fucking.
Well, there's a Last of Us too.
Yeah, that's true. So I might. Yeah, that's gonna be weird. That's probably gonna be a game I get right when it comes out as well. I have to.
Yeah.
And I need to run through The Last of Us as well pretty soon. But I can get through that because I want to do it before the stream. But I think we're gonna do it in May. Because Last of Us 2, that stream or the game comes out at the end of May, which is nice because we wanted to do Last of Us stream in April, but we're realizing now we can do it in May. So Bridget will get her schedule for May and the beginning of April, I think. So then because I want to plan it out to where it's like not, not so shitty or whatever. But
yeah, we all play a little bit ahead of time and then the fuck was that?
I don't know. What the fuck was that? It's Keith.
Keith?
Hold on. Let's see if we can.
Oh, there's
Call from.
Yeah, go fuck yourself and pick up the phone, guy.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
You.
Dude, why you let me on the ring for so long, dude?
Nothing was ringing. There was a random tone, and we were like,
"That's just how
what
it
is
works."
that?
Yeah, there's just like a little beep, and
you're in my house, and you let me go on the ringtone right now.
I have no idea, dude.
You kidding me?
My bad. Sorry about that, dude.
Are you fucking kidding me right now, dude?
You want to do a shot together, dude?
Yeah, we're kidding.
Yeah, we'll do a shot. Mondo, can you? Your bar back. Mondo's my bar back right now in the bang bus.
See, Keith sounds good. Ricky was like quiet and shit on his phone. Ricky probably had some like fucking
He's in
some
Colorado,
like Virgin Schmobile fucking Walmart phone and shit.
Kevin, don't worry.
Cricket.
I sound good.
Grasshopper.
I know what you're saying, but I don't feel good. We
just so you know, you're holding up our shot. We're drinking Corona too, so I hope that upsets you. Yeah. We got limes cut and everything, dog.
Yeah, oh, wait, let me get a new. Fuck it, I'll drink this.
Yo, you're live right now, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know if you remember how our podcast goes, but
yeah, you're in my house.
Dude, big deal. You pay the mortgage on your own. Big fucking whoop, dude. Big biceps, losing weight,
Mondo
whatever.
Mondo hard body, but that's plenty. Jesus, dude. All right, well, let me get a chaser.
That would be funny if we. Well, there's no way. I mean, are you guys even on the road yet?
Yeah, we're on the road, dude.
Well, your van broke down. You act like that question was stupid, dude. Your van broke down.
I wanted to save this for the next podcast, but our van did not break down.
Oh.
We left the door open, so we were driving out of the house, and Kevin goes, "Hey, I think the light in the van's on." So we all go, when we get back from the bar, we'll close the door. Never did that.
And the battery died. You guys are idiots, man. You guys were like 8 feet away from not having to be like 3 hours later on your trip, and you just did what you did.
Yeah, we did what we did, dude.
That's
a
what
bunch
he
of
does.
white dudes in the fucking ghetto just walk around like.
Yeah, so
hey,
who booked that Airbnb, dude? Oh, this place looks nice.
Whoa. Come on, Barback. I'm sorry, what'd you say, Fudge?
I said who booked that fucking Airbnb, putting 9 white dudes in the ghetto?
Not me. I have no idea.
Was it Jack?
Jack booked it for you guys. Somehow the Airbnb always gets fucked up with Jack, dude. You got your shot ready, dog?
Yeah, I'm ready to do a shot.
All right, let's go. Send cheers over to the boys, courtesy of the hashtag Shots for Legs podcast. Tell them to hop on their phones and fucking get us some views.
Hey, Connor, the boys said cheers from the Shots for Legs podcast, dude. Yeah, we're live. I told you this, dude.
Yeah, dude, have them hop on their phones so we can get more views, man. We need it.
Kevin, I'm getting to you. We've talked about this 3 times, dude.
Make sure the driver is watching too.
Yeah, make sure the driver is drinking and watching while driving.
No, the driver is too busy drinking a beer. Let's do.
Let's get that live. Yeah, just let that person know we're never taking this off the internet. So, cheers.
Cheers. Yeah. So.
Where did Ross show up?
No, he
couldn't today. But yeah, that's my bad for having to reschedule for today. But
no Nerdical. I mean,
too much Cheesecake Factory, dude.
I didn't even eat cheesecake.
That's exactly what I said.
That gray food dye is getting in your fucking asshole.
Yeah, it's fucking killing me, dog.
Stop eating gray cheesecake.
Gray cheese. But yeah, we already rescheduled to have Jeffe and the Nerdical on the week after 7 comes out. So I don't know, like. Thanks. Maybe I'll have you fucking come over and like watch me play it, or like have you like watch me when I play on PS4, just so you like have some shit to talk about. Because the week after it comes out, it'll be a solid idea to have Jeffe and Nerdical on talking about it. You know?
Yeah, I'm in on that.
So I'll fucking and I can like fill you in on shit or whatever, just so you can.
You guys don't know the inside joke yet, but oh hell yeah, bro.
Okay. Well, as long as it finishes with "bruh," then obviously it's from those dudes. It makes sense.
Do we think I don't remember this, but
keep talking. I'm not going to hear it because I have to get myself a Corona. But Jesse will, listen.
Dude, we had 2 black whores last night in the Uber.
2 black whores?
Yeah, they were black and they were also whores.
No
they
midgets.
They were trying to get into our house. They asked us for $300. And thank God we had the muscle up front. It was like, nah, bro. Like, they're not coming to the house.
Damn. No black midgets, though?
Casey, what'd they say, 250? They dropped it down to $200, and we're like, nah, you can't come in the house.
For all, like, 9 of you?
Yeah.
Damn, 2.
Oh, you're talking about black whores? Remember that one time we saw Primus?
Yeah. I'm gonna make you cream.
And that little Asian dude probably got his shit rocked by that big black hooker, dude.
Yeah. And apparently I gave a gay guy a massage.
Dude, that's fucking hot, dude. Get the actual story, then tell it next week.
Yeah, I'm just dropping bits and pieces of the story.
We're open. We're very open here in the hashtag Shots Like podcast. We do not discriminate.
Thanks for the host. Let's see where this relationship is going.
No, it wasn't tranny check. Was the tranny pat down, dude?
Oh my God!
Remember,
dude, you know what you're picking up off the table right now, dude? Jeffe, real quick to interrupt you, Jeffe used Mo Bigsley to drag a lime towards him, and it was just dragging on the table, dude. You know, he just picked up so much coronavirus, bro.
It happens, dude. Don't get corona in my house, man.
Yeah, it's definitely here. I'll tell you what.
Dude, remember Trainee Pat Down? It's the funniest fucking story ever.
I'm sure we'll find out in a week.
That's what we'll call next week's episode.
Trainee Pat Down.
We'll probably get.
We're gonna call next week's episode the Trainee Pat Down.
I don't see why we wouldn't. People will listen. That'll be the most plays we ever get, and 90% of them will be people that like want to fucking boycott our podcast. These 2 fat guys said "trainee" a bunch of times. Don't like their podcast.
Not only did we say trainee, we said Trainee Pat Down. Dude, this story is so... Relax, Kevin. I'm getting to you. Yeah. Hey, relax.
How many more times are you going to say that? What does Kevin want? Just get to what Kevin wants so you stop saying that.
He wants to get on the phone and I think talk shit about you.
I don't see why he wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
You guys are going
to... You know what? I'm gonna let Kevin get on the phone. I apologize to all the viewers.
Probably going to regret it.
Letting Kevin on the phone.
Yeah, useless.
Fudge, good luck, bud.
I'll need it.
First thing I have to say is Turkey or Allah. Anyway.
Bacala?
I said Turkey or Allah. What's the story?
I'm a big fan of turkey.
Up the raw. What's that?
Up the raw? We're putting turkeys in our buttholes, man. We're going to have to definitely tape it.
Boofing?
You're putting turkey...
Dude, we boofing turkey breast right now, dude?
Podcast is failing, dude. You need, first of all, if you want that podcast to succeed, you need to
Boof turkey?
Turn the off button right now. Step in your car and just leave, and never delete Keith's number out of your phone book. Like,
Okay.
Just lose him as a friend or whatever you guys are, acquaintances or business partners.
Oh, it's more than that, Kev. No matter what he
They're
tells you, I
mates.
promise you it's more.
They're mates.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't see me right now, but just imagine what I'm doing.
I'll tell you this much: you are the sole reason why you are a failing podcast.
I appreciate that. You know, it makes sense because people like me give the okay to have you on, you know?
Well, no, you need to have some constructive criticism, and I'm giving it to you right now. Dog.
Constructive. How can you call what you just said, Kevin, constructive criticism when you told us to quit and shut the podcast down? It's literally the opposite of constructive. You're like, you're getting blatant, hateful criticism.
You're right.
Yeah, name it something else at least.
I'm giving you sound
Yeah,
advice.
it's not It's not. Yeah, it's sound
better.
advice.
Sometimes in life, someone comes along and they know what they're talking about, and that guy is definitely me right now.
I hear you, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Want to come on for the final episode then? I guess we'll cancel next week. Oh, no, that's right. You're banned. You're not allowed because you bailed on us because you wanted to go play pond hockey like a fucking
How
loser.
dare you ban me? I'm unbanning myself.
Well, I mean, if it worked
Shit.
like that, bud. Keith,
How
don't
dare
give him the
you
code,
unban
dude.
me? I'm unbanning myself right now.
No, man, you bailed on us to play pond hockey, dude.
What's that?
You bailed on us to play pond hockey.
Oh, dude, well, that sounds like a much better time. What am I going to do? Hang out with a bunch of losers in a room, podcast room, or play pond hockey? Of course I'm going to play
You could have
pond
done
hockey.
both, man. You could have played pond hockey, then
Dude,
come and got
dude,
drunk with us.
Dude, Mother Nature's blessing us with cosmic rays. I'm going to be outside
Well,
all day.
Mother
Catch
Nature's
some
kind of a whore, man. I mean, it only
or I'm
snowed
gonna
once.
hang out inside and drink a couple beers. No. When Mother Nature blesses us, we take full advantage, all right?
Mother Nature's kind of been a cunt lately, dude.
Yeah.
Not knowing what's good. It's like 70
that?
degrees one day. It's like 20 degrees the other day. She can't make up her mind, just like a woman.
Coronavirus.
Let me ask you this. What kind of defensive measures are you taking for this whole coronavirus?
I mean, I've been washing my hands my whole life, so I'm not really sure what else to do. I've been farting less because if I do have it, if it comes out my ass, and it's the less I have it in my underpants, which then I do my laundry, gets on my hands, spreads to my family, you know?
I feel
So,
like that's a very immature approach on the whole issue.
you got something better?
I'm a concerned citizen about this whole issue. And
Okay.
What you're talking about right now is complete poppycock. I really just don't like it.
Poppy. So the
Poppycock.
word you went with is poppycock.
Yeah, it's poppycock.
Okay.
What's
All
going
right,
on
cool.
there right now?
I mean,
Are
it's,
those
you know,
like-
sounds like you've been hanging out with some trainees, but so what are your measures then? What are your measures? How are you trying to?
Are you wiping down those microphones? Are you wiping down the keyboard?
No.
No.
Like,
No,
Do you have
dude,
Pharrell? Do you have Lysol? Like, do you have baby wipes?
Who
What's going
owns
on
Lysol?
there?
Well,
It sounds
I don't have baby wipes
like
here.
That podcast room. It not only sounds like that podcast room is a hotbed for
Corona.
right words, but it's a hotbed for coronavirus.
We have Corona beers.
Nothing good is coming from that room. Whenever you're in that room, nothing good is coming from it.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You know, I'm just looking for an excuse to quit, Kev. So you're actually kind of helping me out. That the sound
You're right,
advice
you're
is
right.
really. I appreciate.
You
You
might
know,
as well go.
tell Keith. Tell Keith we're quitting.
You might as well just go, dude. Your
Kevin,
days
deliver. Why won't you deliver
days
my
are done.
message for me? Are there really face masks in there? Where'd those come from?
Your days are done.
Kevin, why won't you deliver? I'm telling you to tell Keith that we're done. We're gonna quit.
Keith, you can say on the podcast, but I'm telling you right now, Finn or Fudge, whatever your name is, you're getting 86, dude.
Dude,
You're getting 86, dog.
you're hanging
You're
out
done.
with the guy and you don't even know his name.
You're terminated, dude. I'm the executive in here. You're done. You're not good for the business, dude. You're cut off.
All right,
You're cut. You're
I
done.
agree.
You're done.
This is gonna be good. Now I can just relax on Saturday nights and shit. Just
Yeah.
hang out, play video games.
Yeah, maybe you could actually
I'll
hang
tell
out
you
for
this.
once, dude.
What you should do is
Masturbate
leave
when my
that
wife falls
podcast
asleep.
room. No, what you should do is
Masturbate when she's awake.
take a shower, hose yourself down, because
I showered before I got here. I'm good for 2 weeks, dude.
you should probably hose yourself down because you're a hotbed for everything going.
Call me hot, dude. Hanging out with those trainees a lot, bro. You
no,
call me hot,
hotbed.
dog.
Hotbed. I'm not calling you hot. Then the next step after you hose yourself down the next step is, hell yeah. The next step is get in that car and go down the street. I know there's a church on the left if you go up like a quarter mile. Go in there, say a prayer too, because you're going to need all the help you can get, guy. All right?
Okay. I'm going to pray. I hear you. A lot of praying. Anything else? Praying and showering.
Oh,
sounds pretty normal.
Twice a day.
Purell?
Maybe
just only twice? So it doesn't matter, like, when I shit and if I don't wash my hands and Purell, like, it's only just twice a day? Just only Purell twice a day?
If you take a shit, just burn yourself, dude.
Just burn myself.
Burn it all, dude.
So are you saying I should hold my shits and just plant them?
Whatever kind of germs is coming out of your ass, dude,
it's not cool. Burned. I think everybody's in agreement there. Like, whatever's coming out of my ass, dude, is not okay.
100%. So anyway, as the resident coronavirus expert, I'm going to tell the viewers right now, delete this podcast, everybody. This podcast is trash. Nobody wants to listen to this. If you really want to listen to anybody who has any logical sense in everything in life, you should not be listening to this podcast.
Pretty much.
Basically, I'm telling you right now. I am talking to you, viewer. Right
dude,
now.
you're drunk, dude.
No, I'm not drunk.
It is 2. Well, no, yeah, I'd be drunk by 2 in the afternoon if I had the chance to.
I was talking to you, viewer.
Getting there.
Turn off your phone. Turn down the volume. This is the end. We're done. This podcast is absolute trash. If you want to keep your phone tidy, throw this podcast in the trash.
Your phone tidy, dude?
All right. So Finn is back, and I apologize for that.
Dude, I don't know. I mean,
Useless.
I don't know if you're watching, but I had the mouse on the end button in Google Voice, but you came back, so I won't hang up on you, but fucking, he's going to say the same thing over and over and shit. He was like, dude, you guys are poppycocks, bro. All right? Listen to me, you poppycocks.
I've been dealing with this all weekend.
No,
and he made fun of you not showering. He has had a shower this entire weekend.
That's fucked. I mean, you know, sometimes you miss a shower on the weekend. I get it, so I'm not going to bust his chops too much.
We tried to go get him to take a shower to go to the bar, and he just started rubbing himself with soap and water and a towel.
Baby wipes, dude.
That's kind of weird.
You rub yourself down
what
with
are you
a
guys
baby
doing?
wipe?
You know what? I think he's just afraid to get in like random public places and like expose himself. Maybe he really is scared of Corona, dude.
Puerto Rican shower,
dude. 100% scared.
Yeah,
so scared. He's been wiping down the switches in the fucking Airbnb with Purell wipes and shit. Like, 100% scared. Every time someone coughs, he like puts his head up and he's like, dude,
where's his fucking face mask?
Dude?
Come on, bro.
All right, dude, we're at a rest stop, so I'm gonna go crush and piss. I will probably call you guys back soon.
Yo, burp
Google
that
number?
piss, dude.
Yeah, dude, I'll burp that pussy.
Burp that piss.
All right, boys, I'm gonna call you back in a little bit.
I may not answer. We'll see what happens.
Fuck you.
We'll see where we're going.
Yeah, it's your house. It's whatever, you know.
All right, cool. That sucked. Want to take a shot?
Yeah, I do. I was gonna see if Keith wanted to do one more, but then he gave me the out of him getting off the phone. So,
fucking, I had a good transition from 15 into 7. Transition. What's the next episode gonna be named?
Sorry, take your shot. What do you say? Training Pat down?
Yeah, that was it.
It's gonna get it. It's gonna be like the only time the podcast actually gets decent recognition, and it's gonna be negative recognition.
Hey man, there's
this podcast said tranny in the episode.
No such thing as bad publicity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. All right, so what were we talking about before Keith ruined everything called? Were we about to hop on to 7?
Yeah, there was something I wanted to like fucking. There was a point I wanted to make about 15 that I think would have led into 7 pretty well. And it had something to do with the combat. So in 15.
Oh, you know what? That's why. Dude, his fucking son of a bitch. I mean, just don't shake the table, but you see his mouse pad that fucking basically like a goddamn, it's like siding to a house. Yeah, if you could do that, that'd be cool. He was putting that in between the stand and the table. So now when I shake the table, no, it's still shaking. Why is that shaking?
This is shaking?
No, something's causing. Oh, wait. Oh, this is.
Yeah, it's you shaking over there.
So.
I'm not shaking.
That's a bit better.
My camera's not shaking.
I think we're good. Because I built these stands or whatever to fucking stop the shaking. All right, centered you up.
Intricate
all
as
good?
fuck. Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, just really some screws and some wood when I was under the influence of alcohol. So
yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
people talk shit about it, but like I don't, I got those screws and some studs, man. It's holding the cameras. What else do you want?
Don't you think you just like pop them into the ceiling and like get the?
Do you
same
think
effect?
Keith would drunkenly walk into shit hanging from the ceiling? Dude, I was afraid about these, dude. Luckily, he's too short to hit him.
That's true. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, fucking. So 15's combat kind of lame, right? A little bit left to be desired.
That's a really good point. I
It's
already said my opinion. You literally get to a point where you're like you're
rehashing.
especially with the Royal Edition. You get that Ragnarok sword right from the beginning of the game, and it basically like really helps the crits with warp strikes.
Makes everything easier.
they're in like the Ascension area where you like fucking use AP for skills and all that bullshit. There's one that you can use like even if you're close, it'll crit. Like you don't have to be super far away with the warp strike, the crit strike. So like at a certain point in the game, I was literally just like, unless it was like an enemy with like really good defense for whatever reason, I was just quad nine like everything.
Yeah.
So like I'd get into a random battle like in Insomnia at the end of the game in the last chapter and shit, and I would just be like, boop 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 boop. Oh man, Nuck, you're killing it! Whoa!
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it was just like
they
weren't even like they were at a certain point. Like your teammates did nothing.
No, as much as I love like the banter, like that was a really cool addition to 15, and I really love what they're doing with 7 and the mid battle banter.
You're not on the Wi-Fi, right?
No.
Okay, I think the Wi-Fi is getting a little funky. Are they?
Keith, pay your bill, dog.
Pay your bill, motherfucker.
So
I said like Barrett.
The thing about 15 was you could like really never die. You could like fucking try to die.
I didn't die once.
Like, yeah, it's like
I didn't die once the entire game.
I think I'm pretty sure one time I like tried to, and it's just like they give you so many chances where like you go down to 0 HP and you're like limping around and like, Noctis, and like
think about
so, like,
think about if you're like a complete moron.
Yeah.
That like if like you didn't like level up here, like really take in the battle, because the battle system's a lot to take in.
But Final Fantasy isn't for morons, man. It's like fucking for people with like at least half a brain like us.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. When I was younger, it was fucking. I mean, obviously it's different. I wasn't younger when this game came out, but when I was younger, there would like be like the dumbest, simplest shit I'd miss all the time.
That's true, yeah.
You know, but that was just like you being a kid, like not realizing that you need to soak in more. Like this isn't Super fucking Mario, you know, like that you're just going from point A to point B. Like you got to like focus on some shit.
Yeah, I just have such a big thing with like risk reward in games, which is what I think 7 does really well with the combat, with the ATB system.
You really need to use different fucking.
Yeah, you actually need strategy, and you need to.
Yeah.
In the OG FF7, I'm pretty sure if I played a playthrough now, I can do it 0 items. I won't have to use a single item in the entire game all the way through.
When I play RPGs, I usually try to avoid items. I try to do everything with magic, so I don't. So I have all those items stacked for the end of the game. When you're like, actually, fucking something's getting weird. You got those mega elixirs sitting around and shit. You know,
you still got 99 potions that heal like 50 health that are going to do nothing for you, but I still fucking hoard them.
Yeah. Same. I'm the same exact way.
But like, I really
not in the remake, dude. I was
spamming potions, man.
Yeah.
I was like, do I even have enough? Like,
and
it's scary, dude.
I hope the dodge is a little better. So I mean, but then again, it's like you perform a task, then let that task finish. So that could be that too. But like, kind of sucks sometimes when you have an action system, and like I didn't catch as much into God of War. For the most part, it was pretty decent. But nothing's more frustrating than, even though if like you make a move, you got to suffer the consequence no matter what it is.
That's the thing.
And I get that. But at the same time, it's like, why are you giving me the ability to do this and have this action system if like when I'm just fucking angrily in front of my crib spamming the fucking dodge button, it's just not dodging because it's like finishing some weird like thing of some move, and I'm like, get the fuck out of the way, and like my kid's like, you know what I mean, like come on, dude, like let me fucking dodge. It's an action. If it's an action system, let me use these fucking buttons. Like,
see, that's that Dark Souls influence.
Yeah,
dog. That's
And I know that is, and it makes sense.
Dark Souls made it so that like your animations actually have weight, and there's no animation canceling. You can't start an attack and then dodge it and cancel the attack. So
some games do that, but lately it's been like I'm sure you could have told that God of War probably had a lot of inspiration from that, and it shows, dude. Like in some of the Valkyrie fights. I don't know if you heard about the Valkyrie fights in God of War.
Yes, I did not fight any, but
your first one you come across, it's actually not too bad because I actually beat that one, but I think it literally is the only one I did beat. I tried multiple Valkyrie fights, and like they get to a point where it starts to get really frustrating, and like when you start to figure it out, I feel like the game switches it up. And because obviously you have to like memorize the moves, noticing what they're about to do, which is gonna cause them to do a certain move, and then you know what to do to dodge it or whatever you gotta do and block it, this and that.
Precursors.
And like precursors. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. So and you get to that point, so like you're doing that, you're spending like 30-40 minutes just learning that, and then when you finally do, it's like they'll start to mix up the precursors. I feel like it's like just to fuck with you. It's like, no, this is bullshit. If I'm going to learn the precursors and spend my time doing that, and then you're still going to switch that out, it's like, fuck off. You're not getting my time. But it's only because I'm like fucking about to be 33 and I have a family and I can't just spend all my time. Like I can't spend like 3-4 hours on like one fucking boss when there's 9 of them.
I'm totally into that type of mechanic. Like when a boss switches it up and makes it interesting and actually makes you use your brain and use strategy,
which I'm all about
for the moment.
But it gets to a point where it's literally they're fluffing the fact that, hey, no matter, you could do everything right and you're still gonna die here. Like there's certain parts in those Valkyrie fights, dude. And I was only like, I don't know how many, because I know there's like multiple difficulties. I definitely wasn't on the easiest one. I probably chose like the normal setting.
Yeah, I went on normal.
But like, I was only in the normal setting. You know what I mean? Like and I definitely got pretty solid. Like I understood that I had to sit there and study the moves and the precursors and figure out what I need to do and stuff. But like, it just certain points, like literally, you want to talk about the fucking consequences of like your moves. Talk about me performing a move, and then the game just is like, no, your move doesn't count. This Valkyrie's doing this. And like, that's what would piss me off, because it's like, all right, so now I can't dodge this Valkyrie's move because of the consequence that I'm suffering from the move I decided to do beforehand, right? But the Valkyrie can just stop everything I'm doing and do whatever it wants. That's fucking bullshit. And it's frustrating shit like that deters me away from being like, all right, fuck all this extra game content. Like I don't.
Yeah, I see what you're saying,
and it's not that I don't want to do it. Like I'm all for it. Like I like the challenge, and I understand exactly where you're coming from with like using your intelligence and studying and like that rewarding feeling you're gonna get when you fucking finally beat it.
I don't mind dying
agree with
a couple times on a boss.
No,
like, that's
dude. The Valkyries are not like that. The Valkyries are not like that.
They're just unfair.
It gets to a point where it's just literally, it's like, it's not that it's unfair. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously it's unfair, but it gets to a point where even when you figure it out, it's still getting randomized. And like I said, like when, like I've been halfway in the middle of a move, and then all of a sudden the game just decides that my move's going to stop and that Valkyrie's going to fucking do something. When I started noticing that, going from Valkyrie to see if like I was on a harder one or an easier one, I was like, no, you're not getting this from me, dog.
See,
like,
I'm
cool with that.
That's where the Dark Souls influence gets taken, because every game in the last decade, everyone's been doing like the best of the last decade. Dark Souls, I think, is probably the most influential game of the last decade, because
I really want to fucking play it, but if the whole game's like that, like
Dark Souls is fair. People have taken inspiration from Dark Souls and made it that like very weighty, like realistic feeling combat.
Mm-hmm.
But in Dark Souls, the one thing about God of War I didn't like was the whole combos system, like hold L1 and hit triangle, and then it's like, I don't want to fucking remember all that shit. Dark Souls didn't have that. It was just like you have a light attack and a heavy attack, a dodge and a block, and like you're just chilling. You're fighting fair monsters that have
you
like...
will remember some moves you like, but I'm the same way. I'm not going to remember 30 moves. I'm not just going to remember... But that's like from the older God of Wars. They have like combos for different moves. So
yeah, but it was simpler back then, just because it wasn't like the combat wasn't as complex. Like I felt like if they did without all those combos.
Remember the God of War battle system you want to do? I'm just going to get the fucking...
Yeah, get one out of the way.
I'm going to get them all out of the way. You Watch, I Listen is the podcast you need in your life to find the movies you need to see, the albums you need to hear, and the nonsense banter you never knew you needed. Join Dan and Taylor each week as they break down their movie and album picks and go over a variety of topics from the world of pop culture, sports, video games, tear down the walls of politically correct culture, surprise guests from the world of Hollywood, music, professional wrestling, political commentary, MLB, the UFC, and more. Calling is Dan and Taylor.
Tasers.
And tasers as well. Discuss the questions other shows might be afraid to ask. Find You Watch, I Listen on every major streaming platform as well as YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. All at You Watch, I Listen. Head to www.youwatchilisten.com and join them every week. I asked them for a new ad. They haven't given me one. I'm going to read Jeff's new ad for the...
Jeff's got the best fucking ad. I love Jeff's ads.
They're usually pretty funny. The hashtag Shots for Likes podcast is brought to you by Madden Online Football, MOF, for the PlayStation 4. Do you love football? Do you love Madden? They're all rhetorical. Don't fucking answer, people. Are you tired of people playing random, cheating, cock-sucking, ball-licking, ass-hair flossing, scumbag, motherfucking, cum-guzzling, finger-blasting, pie-eating, Mountain Dew-chugging, Limp Biscuit listening, anal wart having half a fags in the online lobby that exploit the rules? Then join the MOF. The MOF is currently in its 54th season. Using Madden 2020 for the PlayStation 4, the league has a ton of features like radio shows, live games on YouTube, weekly power rankings, weekly game predictions, yearly awards, single game and season records that have stood for years. MOF's sole purpose is to provide participants a fully immersion experience. Fucking work emails. Thank God I'm not on call. Unlike anything done before, MOF runs all year long, in parentheses assholes, because he would say August, we'd make fun of him.
Fucking idiot.
Without any breaks or retards. I don't put why see why you put that there.
Means late, like lateness, I guess that's
tardy.
Tardiness, yeah.
If you are looking for a Madden league that prides itself on realism and building teams to the draft, free agency, and player development, you have come to the right place. I will say, and we bust his balls all the time, and I don't play Madden a ton or anything, but like if I did play Madden, he's literally like there's nothing more real in his league. He literally, not only does he have a fucking full-blown amazing website you can go to for updates all the time and shit, but he has Twitters for like every team. Everything gets updated. There's like a Bleacher Report. There's like an Adam Rappaport or fucking Ian Rappaport, like Twitter for their fucking Ian Rappaport is like, or like an NFL commentator that like releases NFL news all the time and shit. Like, so like, if you're really looking for like a Madden league that's dead fucking serious and the shit that's going on, like you're paying attention to your shit, it's literally the place to be. Like, I really couldn't imagine putting any more effort into a Madden league. Like, if there is, then someone's gonna fucking not be having a job and somehow getting paid for it. You can check out the new and improved league website at www.mofleagues.com, where you can follow them on Twitter and Facebook and subscribe to them on YouTube and Twitch. If it's in the game, it's in the coronavirus-filled condom that Finn took a shot of shitty vodka out of.
Yeah, sorry, Keith. I took a mask, man. Sorry, I had to borrow one. I didn't want to get coronavirus from your mic.
Now, we all know Captain Cluggy's beautiful ad. It's all about like man rape and stuff like that. But long story short, every Monday at 9:30, Captain Cluggy, two of the funniest dudes that we know. We've had them on our show multiple times. We absolutely love these fucking guys. They have a fantastic live show. It's not a, you wouldn't really consider it a podcast. It's a live show. They come on. They're very entertaining. They got prank calls. They have a game show. They have interactive games that they play with their fucking, with their viewers, their fans. And dude, if Mondays wasn't like the worst night to have it, like, and I still check out their streams, I still hop on periodically Monday here and there, nights, dude, yeah. But seriously, like, I would every single fucking time I'd be on, and even my fucking wife, like, if she's actually home, we get to watch it. We have so much fun fucking watching their show because they're just fucking hilarious and they're awesome dudes, and we love having them on. Fucking twitch.tv/Cap and Cluggy. That's CAPANDCLUGGY. Watch them willingly every Monday night, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Because I know we got some foreign fans out there. I know you guys. I see your foreign listens. I don't know who you are. I don't know why you listen, but I love you. Send us an email, shotsforlikes@yahoo.com. Let me know who you are, man. God of War's battle mechanics. Go.
I can't breathe in this fucking mask, dude. How do people do this shit?
I can't breathe without a mask. Maybe I have fucking COPD mixed with Corona.
Yeah.
I have a bar that mentions Corona. You think that's too white of me? But it's good, though.
I don't think it's white. I think it's just in maybe like 2 or 3 years it might lose relevancy, but that's
why I got to like shoot this album out quick.
Yeah.
I got like 3 months to shoot the album out.
Yeah, exactly. You can't just be putting this out in a year. Everyone's going to be like, dude, no one cares about Corona. Now it's all about the fucking beaker flu or some shit.
The beaker flu.
I don't think he's in the shot, but... That's the next big thing next year.
Yeah, you can have Beaker Chill right there. That's perfect. The Beaker flu. I love that. Let's start calling Corona the Beaker flu.
The Boomer Doomer or Doom, Boom Doom. I don't know.
The Doomsday Boomer.
Yeah. Anyway, the combat with the fucking God of War and Dark Souls. Everything's Dark Souls nowadays, and so is FF7.
Yeah, it's and I understand that. I'm cool with that. It gets frustrating sometimes where you see something coming a couple seconds ahead of time and you're trying to like dodge or block, but like if a certain move has you doing a certain animation, you can't do shit.
Yeah,
it just gets rough. It's like sometimes you can't prevent it, and it's like, then why do you give me the ability? You know?
Yeah, that's the one thing that Dark Souls always does right is that every boss seems fair. Every time you fuck up or you die, you know it's your fault. It feels fair to you. But to transition into 7, like finally, I guess we'll just fully commit to 7.
It's been an hour and I guess 3 minutes because we wasted 10 with no sound.
Yeah, let's go full on into 7.
There you go. Finn's on here. What's up, bro?
So, fuck. What was I just saying?
We're gonna transition into 7, I guess. Finally, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how do you want to? Do we want to go into the demo? I mean, what do we want to do?
Well, no. What the fuck was I just fucking talking about, dude?
Well, God of War. We were talking about God of War and Dark Souls and how Dark Souls has been influencing different battles.
So, what did you think? I guess I'll start off with asking, like, what did you think of the Guard Scorpion, aka now he's called the Scorpion Sentinel? Because there was famously, I don't know if it's actually famous or not, but there was a dude, a reporter from Kotaku. I don't know if you know Kotaku. They're like
Is that like the new Bukkake?
No, they're like a huge...
Just take a shot.
They're huge video game journalists, reviewers, and all that shit. So there was a journalist for Kotaku that complained about the demo, saying that the Scorpion fight had too many mechanics getting thrown at you. He said it was too hard. He was complaining and whining about how like you can't heal because you have to use magic, but you can't use magic because you have to use this. It's like
I will say that it
ripped him apart because it's.
Well, let me give this guy a little bit of credit. I'm not going to say he's 100% wrong.
It's tough. Yeah, it's a lot going on.
It's way more involved for the very first boss you face. It's super involved. And I will not lie. I've been having the feeling like, dude, if the Scorpion's going to be this hard,
imagine
what the fuck is it going to be like for like literally like 2 bosses from now and shit.
Yeah.
I'm not against it being difficult and stuff like that, but it's sometimes in like the action-based things, you're going to get your frustrating bullshit. And you're gonna move past it. You're gonna learn how to deal with it. You're gonna figure out what you need to do.
That's what fucking classic mode is for, though.
But I haven't even played classic mode yet. I don't know. It's
really easy.
I mean, if that's the case, but at that point, what are you doing? Like, are you even trying to figure anything out?
Classic mode is like if you really want, if you're one of those old school fans that doesn't want.
You just want to deal with your turn-based.
You want turn-based, yeah. You want to go back in time,
which I like that they offer that. I think it's a good thing. I think it's fair, and I think some people would have been cunty if they actually had to go full-blown action. Maybe there might be a point where I'm sick of it. Maybe I'll want to switch to it and just just want to like get baked and just chill and just fucking hang and play and enjoy the game and not to think.
Second or third replay, just like chilling, just getting the story into you.
Yeah,
that's the whole point of it. Although I do hope that because there's classic, easy, and normal for the demo, right? I wish there was a classic easy, a classic normal, and then an easy and a normal. But
that's the thing with the classic. How can you even grade? So it's just literally all it would be is like, we'll let this much damage in, we'll let this much damage in, and we'll let even more damage in. That's all it would be because it's doing everything for you.
Well, no, that's the thing. It's just.
It's because it blocks for you and everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, classic is just, I think it's too easy. Classic in itself is already easy. I don't think they made, because they say that classic mode is also easy. Like the combat is set in easy mode. I just think making a classic mode is already making it too easy. Why make it easier by putting it in easy mode? There's, at least I hope in the full game that there's like a normal mode for classic and maybe even a hard mode. It would be cool that they expand on that, but I don't know if they will.
But that's the thing. That's what that's my point of like why I don't think, like, I understand what you're saying, and you don't want it to just be super fucking easy, but
Well, normal. No,
all that would happen is just like your character might block less here. This thing is going to cause more damage when it happens. It's all automated anyway, so it's like that's all it is. That's all it would be. That's all like, you know what I mean? Like what else could it possibly be?
It would just be like you do less damage, they do more damage, they have more HP or all that
which
shit.
would cause you to like which battles would cause to take longer, which cause you to spend more ATB bars on healing items than you would if it was the easy way. Yeah, that's fine. But it's basically more of a statement than a complaint. It's not really a complaint or anything. It's just that's what it would end up being. You know, that's what it would be.
Yeah, but that's regardless because I would much rather just play the normal mode, and I actually am hoping for a hard mode too because that would be a fun challenge. Even though the game seems like it's gonna be fucking a little bit tough as nails. Like there was some moments in there, especially like the first playthrough. It was a little hairy.
They released like a little article or like a tips thing on one of their social media things or whatever. I was reading it, and the thing's like, hey, you just can't spam the attack button and win. You need to strategize.
No, exactly, and I love
and
that.
I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I like it. I like it too. I agree.
The battle. Well, we can get to the combat later because I think that's going to be a huge chunk.
Should we just take it back, kind of start from the beginning, and just start from? Well, all right, should we just do the demo first? Is that where we want to start, and just start from like the opening movie? They don't have the whole opening movie in the demo.
The entire with the bird.
But they did, with the bird flying through like the desert that is the fucking outside of Midgar and shit.
That Shinra caused, yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely pretty cool. I mean, it's a really awesome thing being a huge Final Fantasy VII fan and like seeing like that high definition, like, oh wow, like it's it's putting into my head where I wasn't realizing you don't think desert and whatever, you just think like black fucking
oh, you know what
city.
I was just thinking too? That's gonna like pull everything together too. The fact that
Twitch stream not working. What?
God damn it.
Dude, you're in a van right now. Are we supposed to take like what you're getting seriously? Hold on. Now I have to I'm not gonna fuck with signing in. I'm just gonna go. Now we're gonna fucking take a sec. Shots, 4 likes, podcast.
No, it looks like we're still going just fine.
Shots.
Yeah, we're
fine.
Oh,
yeah. Okay, that's literally just what I just said. Yeah, dude, you're in a van. You know what I mean, dog? Like, I don't know what you want.
Gotta get that 5G, dude.
Yeah. I don't think it exists yet, even for like people that work in hospitals or whatever, right? That was the whole thing. 5G for ambulances or whatever. AT&T was trying to do, and then Verizon's like, no, we're here with 5G. Nobody cares about AT&T. They're like, no.
No, let's start with the fuck. Oh no, so what I was saying, like, the game starts with you flying over that deserted wasteland, and that's exactly where you end. That's exactly where you're going to end the first game. Square loves doing that, like bringing it back to where they started. Like the exact first shot is like you go through the clouds.
Well, that's true, yeah.
And then the end of the game is you're going to be on this fucking road right over the edge of Midgard.
Well, see, that's the thing. I mean, we're a little ahead of ourselves here, but we're talking about it. That Genova, like the little bit of the Genova battle they showed, I mean, in my opinion, that's going to be the end boss because Night Sky Prince makes a good fucking point in a lot of the videos. That
motorcycle escape.
They show that boss. No, they show the motorcycle, but that was in the tunnels, not
I'm
outside.
talking about on the mini game that you actually play in the original. I think Genova's going to be the...
Thanks for the host. Let's see where this relationship
in English class, you have your stories that start and rise up to the climax and then have a little bit of down point. I think Genova's going to be the climax.
And you think it's going to come down a little bit?
I think there's going to be a little bit after that. It's going to be like the motorcycle mini game. There may not... You're probably right about Genova being the last boss.
But like, why else would it exist? Is the way I'm thinking about it.
And it looks so epic from the seconds in that trailer.
Yeah, you're like fighting like these tails that pop up and shit.
Yeah, and all the purples and shit, and that's got to be in Shitter's office. It really looks like it's in, because obviously at the end of
maybe it's like a whole vision that Cloud goes through or something too.
That's true.
It could be something like that because like. It's not really
climaxes.
Sephiroth that like fucking stabs Shinra in the back, right? It's fucking prison Shinra in the back. It's fucking technically Genova because
it's
Sephiroth
like
is stuck
it's
in the fucking thing, right?
Yeah, it's Genova because...
Yeah, that's the best time really when you're coming, right?
Sephiroth is still floating through the planet at the end in the entire time.
What is that, like the end of fucking... That's the end of disc 2 that Sephiroth himself actually comes out of the North Crater. Or like he actually breaks out of that ice fucking thing, right? Or is that the end of the first disc after
yes.
fucking Ares
No,
dies?
no, that is I don't know when it was, but yeah, that's the real Sephiroth. That's the first time you see them when Cloud. Ooh, that was empty. When Cloud.
Thank God, huh?
When Cloud puts the materia into him and shit.
Yeah. Because that's the end of the second.
Don't remember.
Because the end of the first is literally right after fucking Ares dies, pretty much.
I think it is the end of the second because that's a very cinematic disc.
Yeah.
It was all about that cinematics.
Yeah, but at least he cares.
Well, yeah.
Said spoilers.
A little bit of spoilers.
But I mean, all right. So let's start. Let's just try to start. Let's go chronologically here for the people because we're bouncing all over the place, which makes sense. But
first things first. Okay, graphics.
Demo starts. The demos.
Graphics though. Okay, yeah. Let's go with the sound first.
Dude,
sound.
So
music.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about the demo, right? We'll start off with the demo, I guess. We'll try to go as chronological as possible here.
Well, yeah. We can also split it into like graphics, sound, gameplay.
Yeah.
And then go like more into the demo itself.
Well, not even specific to like music or graphics. I guess a combination of all of it just because I was at work and I was like, oh no, the demo. Oh my God. So like, luckily I always keep my PS4 in rest mode. Best feature on a game console ever.
Yep.
I know PS4 I'm guessing isn't the only one to do it, but it's my first experience with it. And it's just so good when I'm at home and I'm like, oh my God, this game I've been wanting to play for like 5 years is on sale for like $7. And I can fucking buy it real quick and I can have it downloaded and ready to go by the time I get home. It's like the best thing in the fucking world to me.
It is.
And so I saw the demo when I was at work and I was like, oh my God, it's out. Holy shit. So I fucking, went on PSN online, because you can just log in, you can get it and you have it download all from a web browser.
Remotely? I didn't realize
I
that.
did. Yeah, I did. I do it all from a web browser. I do it all the time.
So I woke up that morning, started downloading it, and then went to work.
Yeah, well, which obviously you can do that too. It should, but I work IT, so I'm always on a computer, so I'm figuring out ways to do things like whatever, because how do you think, I get all my Steam games? I get an email, this shit's on sale for 20 cents. I'm like, bye. And I just do it like fucking remotely, or I just go to steampowered.com and do shit like that, whatever it is. But you can't force downloads with Steam as far as I know. But for the PlayStation, you can go on your PSN, you could sign in and you can go, if your PS4 is on because your fucking sign is connected, you can force the download from a fucking web browser. So
that's good to know.
So that's what I did. So I had it ready to go. So my daughter falls asleep, finish what I need to do. I pop open his demo, dude. It's just that fucking prelude theme, and it's just sitting there in front of me. I'm like, fucking lose it.
Dude, yeah, I couldn't help myself because we both went through the same thing that day where it was like we woke up in the morning, saw the notification, all did our thing to download it, and then had to work a full fucking 8 hours, drive home, and then we still had shit to do. Like I had fucking like bills to figure out. My fucking mortgage company like changed banks, and even though I paid my mortgage for March, like it didn't actually go through because they switched banks and I didn't realize. So I had to like figure all this shit out like that day, and then I even had fucking errands to run on World of Warcraft. Like it was just like it's like
goddamn errands on WoW,
damn
dude.
it. I had to fucking pop on the auction house, do some shit. But yeah, man. And then of course, like I get home that night and I'm like, I want to be sober for this, but of course I was like, well, it's just like fucking start taking shots and shit. Like, cause I was like so fucking hyped, dude. Yeah, I was like, I couldn't handle it.
Calm down the anxiety and shit.
Yeah, it was just so there's so much emotion writhing through my fucking 90-pound body that like I fucking that I just
go a little bit more in depth in the emotion. I got super quick piss. I'll be back in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm gonna go after you. But yeah, I just couldn't fucking contain myself, man. The second you hear those first notes of the prelude, I started taking shots. I would like take each moment of the game in sections where like I would watch the opening movie and then like chill out and be like, oh fuck, I need a cigarette. Like I'm freaking the fuck out. Like, and then I would play another 10 minutes, get through like 1 or 2 battles and be like, all right, just start pounding shots and shit. Like it's imagine 23 years of pent up something like fucking, I don't know, not being a virgin for 23 years, but like not, you get laid and then you don't get laid again for 23 years. Like try.
What are we talking about? Final Fantasy VII?
Yeah, like the amount of hype that is built up in us for the last 23 years. You think about the game, the original game came out 23 years ago. Of course, we're not really thinking about a remake then, but the idea was always there. And then in 2005, when they came out with that PS3
That's when the idea was like,
that's
oh,
when we were all
no.
like, oh fuck. And then they started doing Advent Children, Crisis Core, all that shit. That's when so like, you know, the last 15 years we've really been hyped, but the last 23 years it's something that we didn't know we wanted. And so I was comparing that to like,
remember that morning when we were living together? It was really early in the morning. And I was in the bathroom, and you like literally, you like knocked on the door.
I knocked on the wall in my room. I was because the wall that connected to the shower.
Yeah.
And I was like, ding, 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 like fudge, dude, 7 remake.
I was literally like in my underwear, like half asleep. It was definitely like 5:45 in the morning. It was early because you fucking worked early too.
Yeah.
At that point, maybe I had to go to the city, and that's why I was up so early.
Yeah, you were on some shit, but I was up at like 4 or 5 in the morning or some shit.
Yeah, so we were just, you were like, dude, stop here. You open the door, and then you just fuck. Because I feel like I saw.
Did I hand you my phone or some shit? Or
well, you were like, dude, you got underpants on. Like, you open the door. I remember, and because I remember seeing, because I think it was like E3. It was either E3 or Sony's thing that happened, and they showed it.
That would have been 2000. Was this 5 years ago? Yeah, 2015.
I think it's about 5 years ago. And Jack actually texted me like, oh my God, dude, Shenmue, oh my God, 7 Remake.
This Shenmue shit, yeah.
Yeah, and that game came out. Did anybody know? You didn't know, probably, right? Dude.
No idea.
Game is so dumb. There's
marketing.
No advertising for it ever.
Spend money on marketing, dude. It's a thing.
Yeah, I busted Jack's balls about it. It's not like it's Jack's fault, but like he was a huge fan. He even had some complaints when he was first playing it, but we'll get into that later. Maybe, but probably not.
No,
but so you start,
not.
so you like, I feel like I saw that text, but I might have been like mid wipe, like, all right, I need a shower, and then figure. So like, when you came to the door, I don't know. I might have saw Jack's text like right around the same time or something. Like it was all so quick. And you just come to the door. I opened the bathroom door. I had like underwear on because I just got out of the shower, and we just sat there and watched it. And we just sat there and watched that thing. And remember, it was showing like the crawl space things like in Final Fantasy 15. They do.
Yeah, and it looked like the Buster Sword was like clipping through the wall and shit. That was back before
they changed. They switched over. What
Square
happened?
Enix took it in house. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's so weird how they were like.
I'm so glad they did. It looks.
Yeah, I think things are. I think it was literally just. It just looked like it was now that I've played 15. It just looked like it was just
15.
Like they were just putting 7 skins on the 15 fucking thing, and that's probably why they were like, dude, this is bullshit. We can't just have it be 15 with fucking 7 skins.
That's why I love. And it's probably like the only. No, it's one of the few Asian names I actually remember, but Hinorobu Kitase.
Remember it, dude?
No, I don't.
I just want to bust drops. You're like, I never remember
something.
it. Hinabu, Fubu, Shuju,
Kitase is his last name. He was
Kitase is like the main fucking dude, isn't he?
He was the director of the original, and now he's the producer, I think. So it's his love. Like this is all him making all the love that's put in this game is all Kitase. But yeah, he's killing it, man. And just everything is.
Keep saying stuff. I gotta get a Corona.
Everything has turned out so good, man.
Don't worry, I wash my hands.
Yeah, where do you want to start with the graphics or the?
Let's just start at the beginning of the demo, I guess, right? I mean, all I was saying was that like
the sound.
I popped it open. I was like, I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah, I was talking about that 23 years of hype built up, man. It's like
I will be honest. It kind of sucks that they released the whole intro opening movie and then the demo after.
Yeah, without that opening movie.
Yeah.
Which is extra weird.
That's like probably the only thing I had to complain about. I'm not getting the excitement from playing the demo from the first time with the opening movie because you guys already showed the opening movie. Plus, you left the part out.
Yeah.
So that was a little weird. But, I mean, their marketing has been literally fan-fucking-tastic, and I get what they're trying to do because it's probably costing them so much money to do this, and they're hoping it doesn't, like, bankrupt them somehow or something, putting all this time and money into this game.
I don't think it will, man. I think they're going to fucking knock it out of the park. That's what everyone's been saying anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're all happy so far, right?
Yeah, it seems like everyone's loving it. There's very minimal complaints. Yeah, man, you start it up, that prelude plays, you hit that button, that cut version. No, that's the full movie. Yeah, so I don't think they're.
No, they're missing the whole beginning part. There's a whole beginning part showing Midgar and that eagle flying around and whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe there's even more in the full game, but
they claim that's the whole opening
they claim
trailer.
That's the whole thing, so I don't think.
So I mean, why do it? I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, I feel like after the demo got hacked and it got released, they didn't want to release the demo.
I don't think they wanted to put it out.
And I feel like they got to a point where they were like, all right, let's everybody's thinking the demo's going to come out really soon. Let's release the trailer or like the opening movie. And they did, and they were like, well, you know, let's do the demo now. Like, I feel like it was an afterthought. I feel like it was planned at first, but then people fucking hacked it and fucked everything up, and that's what put. I feel like we would have got the demo earlier if it didn't get fucking hacked.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone was projecting that it was going to come out like mid-January, maybe early February at the latest, and we had to wait all the way till the beginning of March because of the leaks. So thank you, assholes. You're very talented, and thank you for leaking the entire script. But as actual fans, we're not interested. Like, I don't think any actual fan of Final Fantasy VII is going to be like, oh, dude, let me fucking read the whole script right now. It's like, no, man.
Yeah, what would be the point of playing the game then? Like, why? Like,
exactly.
We all know the game because it's like a game that's already been out. So anything that's added extra, why would we want that spoiled for us? It's stupidity.
That's the whole surprise.
I only watched and listened and played things that were released by Square officially. I didn't watch any. Oh, the whole demo, and it's like 50 minutes long. Like, I saw it there on YouTube. I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm not watching this shit.
No.
I don't want to do this to myself. I want to, if the demo comes out, I want to play it and experience it for the first time. I want to experience every little fucking difference.
Yeah, I've seen the official, because we got the 1 hour demo. There were people that got to play the 3 hour demo, like at E3 and
yeah, the sewer boss is in the fucking thing, and
he's called Abzu now. And then you also get to fight Airbuster, and you get the 3 like levels.
Because you get different people. You get Ares in one battle, then you get Tifa in the other and shit.
Yeah.
Titties flying around.
Oh, I can't wait. Man, that really makes... I can't wait to start talking about the combat. But, like, yeah, to start with, like, the sound alone, the music remastery, the graphics, everything upgraded.
I'm not complaining about any of it yet.
Exactly what I imagined. Like, Cloud looks amazing. The graphics look so good that the level of emotion on their faces is even though
emotion shows well, dude. Like, remember when Jesse brings up Tifa, and I don't know why Barrett gets pissed. It's not like there was ever any hint at any romantic thing there. Maybe they're adding that in.
No,
remember,
I think that's just Barrett, like, because you talked to Barrett.
Everything stopped and they make a face at Barrett, like Barrett's pissed, and Barrett shoves Cloud, and then they move on to the next part. They go into the elevator. I just played it today.
No, wasn't that the part where Barrett goes like, and then it's like kind of like he like points his gun at it's kind of like a
that's
jokey
right.
thing.
No, that's right before the fucking. Because I wanted to play it like right before, and I did. I played it right before I came here. That's after you get off the elevator and you start fighting with Barrett. That's before. Jesse's like, hey, like, yo, so apparently you know Tifa, huh? How close are you guys? And then Cloud kind of Cloud makes like a weird face, like he's confused, but he like that he obviously cares for her, but he doesn't want to admit that because he's trying to play like this tough guy. And he's like, Tifa and I, and then I feel like Cloud and Jesse both kind of like stop and like gasp a little bit, and like Barrett like fucking he bumps right into Cloud and then goes into the fucking elevator. So I don't know if Barrett's like, hey, cut the shit out. We're not talking about personal relationships. We're getting in this elevator and getting the job done. Or if it's like Barrett's like, because maybe there's some. I mean, who knows? I'm just speculating. I'm throwing some random shit out there.
I think that part in the original, or no, not in the original, but in the remake. That
the original, there's like barely any dialogue or content compared to what's in this demo or like in the game.
It's really expanded. But the so Jesse asked Cloud. No, they get interrupted by the doors opening. There's like some kind of sound, and then the doors open, and then they just go in. There's no Barrett freaking out.
Barrett doesn't freak out, but Barrett. So then that's it then. So then Barrett sees the elevator open, and he's like, "Quit the bullshit chatter."
Yeah,
Barrett. No matter what the reason, Barrett gets pissy, bumps into Cloud, and walks into the elevator. I remember because I remember seeing it, and I was like, I'm going to talk about it on the podcast. So it could just be because the elevator's there, and he's like, hey, cut the shit bullshitting. We have a job to do. It could be that. It was
too, because that part, I think, is also cut. From what I've seen, there's, when Cloud does that, like, you know, the high pitch thing in the original, like, he would things would go black. There would be that high pitch. Sometimes there would be text that pops up. I think that's where the Cloud and Tifa flashback pops up for the first time.
Oh, but you think they're leaving it out of the demo?
They cut it out of the demo, but
That would be cool.
In the game, I think that's...
I'm all for, like, dude, as long as it's, like, it's story that makes sense and
all
it's
that
added.
stuff doesn't come till COM, and that's not until after. So they're going to start pulling some of that stuff into this first episode.
But my random theory that I don't necessarily 100% believe in, but I'm just throwing
really
it out
do,
there
Greg.
to talk about it.
But I got a week off anyway for work. I requested a week off for Final Fantasy VII demo. I don't give a fuck. Paid time off.
I don't know who Greg is, but thanks for watching. Yeah, but the reason I'm throwing it out there is because, like, you got to think about Tifa always watching Marlene and Marlene hanging out with Tifa while fucking, you know, because the whole thing in the beginning of the original game, they kind of make it seem like Barrett's out doing shit like this all the time. Like, he's always gone. He's never near Marlene, and Tifa's always watching Marlene. So maybe it's like... It's probably not going to happen. It's just a random theory I'm throwing out for fun because we could bullshit about it. But, like, you know, I wouldn't say it's like something I wouldn't expect, or if they want to elaborate on it or just throw it in there for the hell of it. Because, I mean, if you were working very close with, you know, I mean, the way the game makes her seem, hot ass chick with gigantic tits, and she was watching your daughter all the time, who actually even isn't your daughter, it's somebody else's daughter, right? That's definitely Dane's daughter.
Dine.
Dane. Yeah, it's D-Y-N. I thought it was D-A-Y for a sec, but technically not even your, but it's basically your daughter now. You're, you know, technically a single dad, hot ass chick watching your daughter all the time while you're out trying to save the planet and shit. Like, doesn't that equal in any other fucking movie or TV show that you like that chick? You know what I mean? Like, if that's you and that's your daughter, you know, that's the way I think about it.
But that's what I love about Final Fantasy VII is because that they didn't make that happen. Like, you would think that exactly
and I
what
never
happened,
thought that in the original game.
Me neither, yeah. But
I'm
like
saying,
now, it's like,
it gets brought up. Cloud's like, oh, Tifa and I. The elevator pops up, and Barrett just fucking... They kind of gasp and look at Barrett, and then Barrett shoves fucking Cloud before the elevator, dude. I'm telling you, I mean, I don't know, I guess I could pull it up and try to find it if that helps, if you want to keep talking. But
I think what it is, you might have misinterpreted, because from what I saw...
Well, you know, I can pull it up. That's the beauty of me fucking...
They hear a sound, and then... they hear a sound like a second before the doors open. Yeah, I gotta piss.
You're not... go ahead and piss. I'll fucking try to... So, Greg, who are you, bro? Are you a Greg we know? Are you a Greg we don't know?
That flashback was fucking sick.
Are you Greg Van Suskell from fucking high school?
No, he likes Final Fantasy. I don't know.
Yeah, Greg SP. I don't know who that is. Well, hurry up and take your piss so I can try to pretend to talk to Greg here, because I don't really know what I'm going to do in the meantime, but... I mean, I don't know. I know we got some viewers right now. I don't know if you guys are big Final Fantasy VII fans, but let me know what you think. I mean, I don't know if you played the demo yet, but there's a part where Jesse, Cloud, and Barrett are all going through the reactor fucking... I think it's Biggs who's up ahead because Wedge is the fat guy, right? And they get to a point where Jesse's like, hey, Cloud. No, just a fan. All right, well, thank you very much, Greg. I very much appreciate you watching. Yeah, you know what? And you're a fan of Final Fantasy VII too, so thank you very much. That's what we'll be talking about. I hope you enjoy our podcast. Please come back. Please subscribe. All that good shit. Whatever, bloody fucking blah. But even more importantly, grab a fucking shot and take one because it's Sunday afternoon and there's no reason to not drink during the day on a Sunday. But yeah, so Jesse kind of like looks at Cloud and he's like, oh, you know Tifa, right? Clearly because you know Tifa, right? Because Tifa's a part of Avalanche, this little group of the side... As we learn later from like Before Crisis and Crisis Core and all that crazy shit, Avalanche is this big fucking thing. But they're like a little, their own little thing of it, which, in the original game, you don't really realize. You just think it's them, but it's bigger than that. So you already know when Jesse's saying, oh, you know Tifa, right? It's like, Barrett's leaving his daughter with Tifa all the time so he can be out doing these things, because that's what he says. He's like, oh, I'm always out saving the world, I'm never home with you, Marlene, whatever, and Tifa's always watching her. So like in any other movie or whatever, you would think... This is a random Greg, by the way. I already thanked him a bunch that for watching shit, but
oh, nice.
You would think that, like, dude, this chick's watching my daughter all the time, and we get this thing going together. She's home taking care of shit, I'm out saving the world, she's got huge tits, she probably loves black cock. You would just think, you know what I mean? So like,
maybe Tifa's not into that.
Oh, well, Beaker goes, that's okay, as long as your Corona didn't. But your Corona,
I was focusing on the Corona. But
I hear you, poor Beaker.
I'm not sure if Tifa's into
it. So I'm gonna go ahead and find it because I got the demo up here now.
Yeah,
I don't.
So it's.
This is a little bit before.
right before they go.
I think this is like actually it right here.
No, this is
Yeah, this is it. Oh no, this is it, but it's a little bit before they get in there, isn't it? Hold on, so let's
Is this showing up to them yet?
let's do the switch. Oh, where the fucking come on, Control B, bitch. Thank you. All right, so let's
They belong to the same
Oh
group
man,
that made
the fact that they were
attempt
being
on your
watched the
life.
whole time, that's such a weird
Rest
retcon.
assured, our inquiries will not take much longer.
I actually really enjoy
are they or no, they're already on the elevator. It's before the elevator, right?
It is, yes.
It doesn't rest and it doesn't care.
I fucking love his speech on the elevator too.
I'm pretty sure it's right here.
Yes.
I know someone who can get us the passcodes.
And I love
Maybe
Jesse,
no one else at
man.
Command will talk to us, but what can you do?
Yeah, I'm becoming a bigger fan of her now for sure, just because there's so much more dialogue.
I was always kind of a big fan of the original because, you know, you're like a 12-year-old playing Final Fantasy VII, and you're like, my name is also Jesse, for those that don't know, aka Jeffe. And even though she's like the opposite sex, I don't know, for some reason.
No, but she was because she always had a thing with Cloud, and it
Yeah.
ends pretty quickly in the game. And I think it's going to last a lot longer in this one. And I think it's going to be awesome.
Yes.
And this is definitely the part. This is got to be I remember.
Fucking.
Are you guys close?
There you go. Talking about Tifa.
And this is where he goes into that flashback, I'm sure, but it got cut from the demo.
Tifa and I.
See, they hear a noise first.
Like he seems pissed about her asking. Like you see how she looks at Cloud. Like hold on. So what are we on?
Yeah,
Or-
that little gasp afterward kind of made it seem like, yeah, like, oh, he didn't want me to do that. I didn't realize that.
Maybe
the first
he
time.
just didn't want to mention Tifa at all. But watch. Like he's pissed about that conversation starting. You would think. That's kind of what it seems like, you know. And
But
it's not.
I
It's
don't
not.
think it's because of like a banging thing, like you were saying, like, oh, she watches my daughter, I want to bang her with my fucking Mo Bigsley. You
With
think
the
he's
Mo
jealous,
Biggs.
Greg? I don't think he's actually. Yeah, I do love Barrett's voice too.
He wants those titties.
I think he's just more concerned about the planet, man. I don't think he cares
Well,
about
like
fucking titties, dude.
Well, that's the thing though. But there was never any impression in the original game.
No, not
that
single. You can
like-
actually go on a
like-
date with Barrett at the Gold Saucer in
Yeah.
the original. Maybe they
But there's
will
no
expand on
romantic
that.
interests for Barrett at all. I mean, but it's just it doesn't have to be like it's not the one I'm going with or but it's just a little fun theory to throw out.
What if they threw
She
that in there?
mentions
Yeah.
it to Cloud. Cloud's like Tifa and I, and and she gasps, and Barrett fucking shoves Cloud, and he's pissed, and then she gasps after. It's like it's something.
Yeah.
Who knows what it is? We'll probably find out later, but I'm sure
I wonder
Square's clearly spending a lot of time. They're going into dialogue and content so much more than before, dude.
It's really cool. I love every part of it. I love all the
dig
shit
it.
that
Add, like if it's the same thing, but you're just expanding on it, then I'm all for it.
I love all the shit that they've the term retconned. Like
I know.
they've gone back.
With a K in there?
No, RETCONNED, retconned.
I've never even heard that word.
Well, Squaresoft and Star Wars are really good at it. It's when you go back into something that's already established as canon and just fucking change it as the developer of that IP. So something that was retconned compared to the original in the remake, Shinra blowing up the reactor themselves, which was only vaguely hinted at in the original, is now a very obvious scene. They've made it very obvious.
Now, where do you... Yeah, well, they did, but, like, I don't remember catching that. What hint did you get at the very first sector they blow up?
Literally
the reactor.
One line from Jesse. You know how... So, in the remake, you kill a scorpion. He sets the timer off. You escape. You have your choice between 20, 30 minutes. Obviously, you're going to pick
Talk
20.
about the demo.
Yeah, in the remake demo. You run out of the place. You have plenty of minutes to spare. They show you running out, and then they start playing that really sick version of, I guess it's Those Who Fight or whatever, where it's like this heightened version of like, da, 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 where they show like all the next time on Final Fantasy Remake, like they show them blowing up the thing, and then they show Cloud meeting Aerith, and then Aerith. Sorry.
I'm always going to call her Aerith. Fuck Aerith. Fuck the Aerith. Fuck the Aerith bullshit, dude. Plain and simple. Aerith for life.
They already have kept a lot of... They keep so many like key things from the original, but expand on it really well.
Yeah.
I really...
that's true, Greg.
I like
I
what
agree.
they do. Because they're keeping the same kind of like
Go back to what you were...
humor.
Real quick, though. Go back to what you were saying about Jesse throwing it out, because I thought you were talking about the original Jesse throwing a line, because in the original, you don't get any hint or anything, at least from what I can remember, that Shinra's doing that.
One line you get. So I don't know if it's right after you get out of the reactor, and you hear that like, and they're outside like, and they're all waiting to blow up the way they escaped.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's then or if it's when you're in the train, going around the fucking...
What, Jesse says something?
Jesse says, "Oh, wow, I didn't know, I didn't know my bomb would do that much damage," or something like that. Like, it was only supposed to be a little explosion, is what she says. And then the remake demo expands on that.
See, Greg's agreeing with you.
It's super
It's a
subtle
super
in
subtle
the
line
original.
that I never caught. I always took it as like, Shinra was like, "Oh,
that's
okay. All right, they got this past us. Now we're gonna beat them to the punch and then make them out to be terrorists."
That's what the original, like, you would get. Yeah,
normally, but that super subtle line, like Greg's saying, in the basement of Seventh Heaven.
Yes, that's where it is. Yes, you're exactly right.
You must not smoke weed, Greg,
or drink. No, yeah. So she says that, and that's what they in the remake. Their little dinky little fucking pipe bomb goes off and like breaks a pipe, and then Shinra's like, "What the fuck? That's not going to cause any public outcry." And then they fucking send all their mechs to just blow shit up. She followed directions from the internet. That's in the original. She said that. That's fucking hilarious. I really hope they expand a lot on all of those kind of little things, like the background of Avalanche, and it's just the way that like Midgar gets devastated by their actions, and how Jesse, Barrett, Wedge, and Biggs, and even Tifa react to the explosion of Mako Reactor number 1. Because they really only wanted to like shut it down a little bit. Maybe like 5 people would lose power, but fucking Shinra's like, and then it fucking takes out like 2 sectors.
Is that what you thought in the original game? I thought it was like, because I could have sworn there was lines in the dialogue later on in the original game that was like, "We know that innocent civilians would die, but it's what we have to do to save the planet overall."
I think
so. That's why, and that's in my brain. So that's why I'm like,
they're retconning it a little bit, which is, I'm bringing that term up again. They're making it, and I appreciate it. I like it because they're making it so that the bad guy looks more bad and the good guys look more good. Even though I kind of did like that weird middle ground of like, oh shit, we're eco-terrorists. Like, we're fucking killing thousands of people as the protagonists.
And that's the vibe you got in the original.
Yes.
And that's what I've always thought. So like,
they're taking back a step on
I
that.
just was ignorant and didn't catch certain subtle shit, then that's my own fault, and I'll admit that and take what's really supposed to be happening now, and I get that. But I will admit, when I first saw the bomb like do no damage, and then Shinra's like watching them the whole time, and then they force it, that kind of like that's never the vibe I caught in the first game.
No.
Now it could just be me, but that isn't the vibe I caught in the first game.
No, but I think it's something they really, they were much more subtle back in the day.
Yeah.
Which I know is something you appreciate, like with like 90s comedy, for example, like Dumb and Dumber and all that shit. Like, you always say like, dude, that subtlety of 90s comedy is something that will never be matched. And it's kind of what's happening now, which some people could see as disappointing. Like, the remake is very obvious. There's not a lot of subtlety. There's not nearly as much subtlety.
But I mean, Square just probably thinks of it as like them expanding on the story that like they just left to subtlety back in the 90s, you know?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. But that's, and in their defense, like, think about it nowadays, like, fucking Bufo was making a great point to me. We were talking about, like, how buying beats works for him and shit like that, because he's switching some shit up or whatever. But he was just saying, he's like, dude, the attention span of people is nothing nowadays. The attention span is nothing. Top hits are like between 2 and 3 minutes on the billboards. Yeah, no, and shit. So like they're working towards the newer fans, the brand new fans. That's what they're working towards, because the old fans know this shit. Whether they didn't, whether they caught the subtlety, whether they didn't, they're going more obvious with the lack of, you know, whatever you want to call it, fucking attention span, intelligence, whatever. The fucking, you know, think of like an 18, 19-year-old kid right now. They don't even like, what do they even know? Like, what isn't, like, their whole life is just obvious bullshit. Like, they, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so like, it makes sense.
They're very much modernizing this game.
During these hard times, Greg,
Cheers.
we're showing the positive side of the coronavirus because of the fantastic beer it was named after.
Stay safe, Greg.
It's Greg. You called him Craig.
No,
it sounded like Craig.
I might have sounded like Craig. I said Greg. No, everything has become less and less subtle these days. It's just modern day nature, I guess. It's society these days. Like you said before, with I guess we can get into that a little bit. The Honeybee Manor thing. The way they're changing that to be socially acceptable these days.
Yeah, that's. I mean, and that was something that was brought up before we knew anything about it. But the whole Honeybee Inn, where like Cloud goes in, and like all those fucking, you know,
we knew it wasn't going to be exactly the same.
Yeah, well, you're always wondering how they're going to do it, and how they're going to do it, and the way they spun it is basically to be like, hey, we are unbelievably super duper fucking supportive of transgender people or whatever, and it's like gender doesn't matter type of thing, and it's like, dude, that's whatever. I don't care. It doesn't ruin anything for me. You know, it's just an added thing, and it's just like anything else they're gonna have in the game that's added. Like, it's a whole expanded thing or whatever, and that's fine. But all I am saying, and I'm not saying it in a negative way, I'm just stating facts here. That part was spun like that because of how we are socially and how things are moving, and like the very liberal, like the extreme liberal thing of like, you know, every single person must be accepted for exactly how they are in every single way, shape, and form, and that's fine. And I agree with that as well. Like, personally, like, I don't give a, as long if you're not doing something shitty to somebody else and you're a decent human being, you can cut or add whatever body part onto or off your body as much as you want. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't bother me at all. All I'm saying is that
slice it up.
I'm just saying it for the sake of saying it. That's how that part went that way because of how things are socially.
Yeah,
and that's just plain and simple. But it doesn't mean it. I don't mean it negatively, and I don't mean it like that it's disappointing and it's pissing me off, because it's not. It doesn't bother me.
No, I'm sure
obviously they had to
love it.
spice it up and make it a little bit, because the like that never like soaked into you as a kid. You never really. You were just like, oh, these weird dudes.
It was fucking weird.
Yeah,
even as a kid.
As
like,
a little kid, it's definitely weird. But like the fact that the graphics were so polygon and you never caught.
It was just kind of joke. Like, you were just like, oh, it's a joke. It's obviously not real because these are fucking blocky polygons.
Yeah, and it's just like, you know, you never even caught like, you know, men wanting to dress up as women or vice versa. You just thought maybe gay dudes
and even those,
trying to hook up with Cloud or something. Like, come here, Cloud, you're so hot. Like, that's what you thought.
Those weird scenes where you choose what room you want to stay in the Honeybee Manor in the original, where it's like you either get like gangbanged by a bunch of dudes, or like you're in a hot tub with like 9 dudes, and like
it was all really weird shit. Like, a little kid shouldn't have been seen. I can tell you that.
Mookie or whoever is on top of you.
I feel like a lot of that shit might have been optional the way you did it, and I feel like I don't know if that got played into the rating, dude. Because like,
no, that's what I think. Like, how the fuck did they get away with a teen rating back then?
Yeah.
I remember a
lot of the curse words were like fucking random symbols. Like,
yeah, but he definitely said like very obvious like shit or something. Like, I remember as a kid, my stepmom and dad bought me this game. And I went home to their house for the weekend and played it on my PlayStation 1. And I remember them watching me, like, you know, subconsciously or whatever. Yeah, Mookie. And I was just playing it, and I was getting through Midgar. And one of the first things I remember my dad saying was like, did he just say shit? Like, like talking about Barrett. Like, even though it's like censored, he was like, wait, games don't like games don't have this type of fucking depth in their language. It was really like, god damn, Final Fantasy VII was so ahead of its time.
It really was.
I mean, yeah, it's even crazy to think like all this global warming shit everyone's freaking out about. Like, I don't think that was the point of Final Fantasy VII. It wasn't like an allegory.
Oh, it was just it was a straight shot at corrupted government.
Yeah.
That's and that's what we live in, and whether people want to admit it or realize it or not. Not to go like conspiracy douchebag on you, but that's, you know.
No, yeah, and now it can be translated. I'm sure people are gonna like once the full fucking. Which, by the way, they're saying like every 2 to 5 years per episode. Oof, 5 years is gonna be rough. Yes, we are drinking.
Are we drinking? Are you watching? I don't.
Just killed the whole 6-pack, and now.
Yeah, we would. Yeah, I actually do have another shot poured.
It's about our.
Dude, I see some shit in like my work email. That's why I keep looking at my phone, guys. Whoever's watching the video, whether it's live or later on. So I apologize. I'm not trying to be fucking rude, but I don't know. We're gonna have some like company call about the work week, so we might be working from home or something because of fucking Corona.
Dude, why do you even have to fucking go to an office every day?
Yeah, I never want to get into too much detail about my job or whatever, but I will say I can do my job from home. So yeah, it's just like, why not just do it from home? But yeah, I mean that's what I mean. Why is it this big? You know what I mean? Who knows? I don't, like I said, I don't like going too much into let's my job and stuff or whatever. But
too irrelevant.
I think I might be working from home.
Sick, man, and that may actually be more of like a permanent addition. Maybe this virus is something that changes America.
Hell yeah, Greg. Yeah, we got this is like, what is this? Like I'm taking half shots like always, or like even sometimes less usually, but fuck yeah, we're taking shots. Fuck you, you're stuck in a van, dude, giving the phone to Kevin, you fucking dick. That guy just said the same thing over and over.
Useless.
Budge, quit the podcast. All right, again, it's funny. What's your next joke? Budge. Not only do you have to quit the podcast, but you also have to quit the podcast. Like, come on, dude. You're going to take up 15 minutes of my time.
Nice. Great.
You need to be just laying out the jokes here.
Kevin,
one of the, yeah, well, clearly. But you know, in your defense, you knew it was going to be a mistake. So, not even a mistake, but.
I don't know, man.
So let's go back to 7.
The fucking what do you think?
The demo opens up, right? And then the guy steps in the flower, which I like because it's kind of like just nobody gives a shit. That's like a really good play on you can like go really deep into that if you think about it.
Even before that,
it's like people in Midgard don't even know what Shinra's doing, destroying the Earth. They're just living there, most of them, anyways. You know,
probably almost all of them. Aerith is probably like one of the only people in Midgard that like has any sense of an idea of what's actually going on because she can hear the planet.
Night Sky Prince goes into like her looking at that like pipe of Mako that's like leaking, and then like she looks and hears something.
She's listening to the planet.
You notice that though? That's not in the original because it shows her.
And the Sephiroth song that plays, that's a change. That's even before getting the flower stepped on.
She looks over to down the alley. Yeah, she looks down the alley, so it might be a precursor of her like hearing like some shit that's about
the fucking light flickers and shit. That's fucking Sephiroth, dog.
I never caught like her looking at like
she's scared.
Oh yeah,
she's getting frightened by Sephiroth or whatever it is. I don't know if the Watchmen of Fate or whatever, those like black swirly things.
Yeah, we don't really know what they are yet.
I'm worried
and they have
about
a very corny.
I'm kind
of
I'm worried about that corniness of their name sake, and they just seem to kind of get like
Keith, who the fuck is this Greg guy?
He's fucking awesome, dude.
He's some random dude apparently. We don't know him,
and he clearly knows a shit ton about Final Fantasy VII. So we love this dude.
Yeah, we're a fan of Greg. Now I know, he says. Yeah, but yeah, that's a really good additive. Like, you really got to pay attention. Like, she gets scared looking down that alley, and like you said, a little bit of Sephiroth music plays or whatever and shit. It's fucking, it's It's cool, but it's like one deep thing into another. Like if you're not paying attention, or like I said, I got a fucking kid at home. She's yelling for my attention. Hard to pay attention, but it's like goes from her basically realizing like a precursor of like, oh my god, like a bunch of shit's about to happen, and I'm scared and I'm running away. And then it's like some random dude who just steps on her flower, not even giving a shit. Like, dude, do you even know what a flower is? Like, they don't even grow here. Do you realize what the rest of the world is? Do you realize what the government is doing to the planet? Let alone you're completely oppressed and you have no idea. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so much deep shit within like the first 20 fucking seconds of the thing.
It's like living in fucking New York City. Like
I could never in a million fucking years, dude.
Yeah, it's like how
fucking years.
Pat
terrible.
doesn't even live in the city. He works in the city. He's still fucking just like walking by.
He hates it.
Hawking loogies on people's cars for no reason and shit. Like,
yeah. Oh my god.
Been in countless shows with him.
The
in the
muscle.
City.
He's referred
the
to
muscle.
as.
The fucking challenger. I think and that's what it's like. Like the dude that steps on the flower like kind of like bumps into Eris. Yeah, and
I think he just steps in the flower. Right?
The person that bumps into her knocks over the flowers, and he like kind of.
And then somebody else steps on him.
He like kind of looks at her and is like, whatever. Like he just keeps going. Like
then she goes to pick up her flowers.
Yeah. And then she goes to pick up the flowers, and then someone steps on him. It may just be something he absolutely has does not notice at all. But it also could just be like, I don't fucking care, dude. I gotta go. Like I was already on this path. Your flower was in my way, dude. Like
yeah, no, yeah, that's what it was trying to portray back then, and it's only gotten worse.
Yeah.
Like there's obviously messages in these like long, fucking in deep, these in-depth stories that like JRPGs put out, and that's one of them. That's like the biggest reason I'm a fan of them is, is because of that in general, and the fact that they're usually based off of like real life shit, and the fact that they were talking about this over 2 decades ago, and it's only gotten worse since then. It's like
it's insane.
Like it's like this video game, but like think about the message they were thinking about when they were like putting this out. Like the warnings they might have like maybe some of the people in the development team of the story like were caring about. Like, dude, we're going in the wrong direction right now, and it's only gotten worse. That's like some whole other, I guess, big fucking thing that
might need you to pick me up.
Oh, that's right. You said you wanted me to pick you up, dude. I forgot that I said yes to that. You're way off now, bud. You're
long
fucked.
Gone, bro.
Dude, your car's not here. I expect you to drive your car back, homie.
That
I'm going
ship
fucking
has
home.
Sailed.
Yeah, probably. You might be fucked. So you might be staying wherever you are, homie.
Whoops.
So you deal with that. I tell you, I'm sorry, but I don't really know if I am.
Yeah,
I just completely forgot.
I don't really feel bad.
What do you think? I'm just gonna out of nowhere just get up and just come get you at like 6 PM or something? I don't fucking. Yeah, but I forgot though.
Yeah, I mean, I got an instance to run later on Warcraft.
Yeah. I mean, you got your. What, you gonna leave your car there? And then what? I'm gonna drive you to work tomorrow, or you're off tomorrow probably. I'm gonna drive you to work on Tuesday. Who's gonna drive you on Tuesday? Bring a car home.
Yeah, how you
stop drinking?
Yeah, you probably should have done that, man.
Just a boy.
He probably got too drunk. Can't drive.
I don't blame him.
It's his own fault. So, dude, the fucking soundtrack, bro. What?
I'm digging it, dude. Like when you're into that part,
it's so fucking. It's dynamic. It is pure dynamic, dude. So I don't know if you actually realized, but from what I've read, there is. So you're in the reactor. You have the music for the reactor. But when you get in a battle, it changes the reactor music to have like the battle theme. Like it changes all based on your situation. So it's unbelievable how like hands down Nobuo Uematsu wrote the best soundtrack of all time with 7, right? Like you and me can at least agree on that.
It's very up there. It's really up there.
Like
I don't like.
I love 8 and 9. I love 6. I love all the soundtracks, but like 7.
There's so much diversity in every track. It's like I don't, and like the fact that 7's like kind of cyberpunk, but still kind of like old school, and still hits some classics. And it's like
that deep mood.
He nails the mood with every single song and every single spot. Like It's just so good. Like I'm not sure how you say.
I cry, dude. It's fucking tears, dude.
I have other like 10 is high up on my list soundtrack wise.
Yeah.
8 is, even though 8 becomes less and less of a
9's
favorite.
pretty
Final
big
Fantasy.
too. 9 I really love.
No,
like
I
the
agree.
overworld theme and shit. Like there's a ton of bangers in 9 too.
But like just everything with 7, it's just so like
it's on a whole nother level, dude.
yeah, it's really it's fucking perfection video game soundtrack wise, dude. It really is.
Talk about chapter 2. What chapter 2? No, but I've been listening to the soundtrack.
I think Greg just means like maybe like the shit after the react, because remember at the very end of the demo they show random parts
Yeah.
about afterwards, so I'm guessing that's what Greg is talking about.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we only do play like pretty much just chapter 1. I'm assuming it's chapter 1.
That's right. It is getting listed in chapters. That's right.
Mhm. Yeah, you pop off the train, and I love
So-
it's just like make a reactor.
Yeah, that's what
the
it meant.
destruction of make a reactor. So you already know you're gonna fuck that shit up.
Yeah, and it comes from the side of like Shinra's trying to make them seem like the terrorists and have the general populace like ignore the fact that Shinra's what's bad, not Avalanche. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Avalanche, if you, because I watched all of the gameplay and shit of Before Crisis. So Greg, it seems like you're a big fan. I don't know if you've seen or played Before Crisis. I doubt you played Before Crisis because it was like a Japan only release cell phone game on like old Motorola games. But if you go on YouTube, I gotta look up the YouTube channel, but a YouTube channel has, it's like a little over 100 different videos, and they're all like anywhere from like 5 to like 12 minutes long of different sections of that game. No, I mean, I don't blame you, but like honestly, well, I mean, it goes into a lot of stuff, man.
We're
like
just hardcore, dude. It's just there's a lot of story there, a lot of Avalanche backstory.
A ton, and like Avalanche was like really was like a hardcore. Like
that's
you know,
what
like,
I want to see though. So I don't think FF7 Remake is canon compared to the FF7 compilation was finished already, right? The FF7 Remake is separate and entirely a new start, I think. They're not going to rely on Crisis Core or Before Crisis or any of that stuff for story points. They might use them, but it's not going to be like a part, like a 100% canon anymore. Yeah. They're not really using that shit.
See, that
Crisis
kind of
Core
sucks.
was really good. I love that game, man. I love Zach.
You know, I can say this. I can say I get, you know, kind of go with Greg here. Not like I'm like 50-50 on it. I had a fun time playing it. I'm glad it existed.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Genesis.
Oh, Genesis is a problem, dude.
That other random guy and
Angeal. Angeal, I was fine with Angeal.
Like you could have easily left Angeal and Genesis to not exist.
No.
And you could have done something. You could have done like a ridiculous build up with Sephiroth, an unbelievable prequel that basically just involves Zack. Zack is awesome, but how far are you to go into Zack? Basically, just make it a gigantic.
You're right, Greg.
Basically,
Crisis Core is a little gay.
Just make
but I like it.
I just played it recently. I was at like the final fucking dungeon. I was like, I beat this game before, and I ended up playing God of War, and that's what happened. Just because I don't care enough to fucking actually wind myself through this dungeon right now.
You already know what's gonna happen. Dude.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. But like, they could have just like think of all they could have done with Sephiroth's story. Like, why make it about?
They made it about Genesis, which, by the way, I don't know if you know. There's a lot of copyright problems nowadays because Genesis is actually like a fucking K-pop or J-pop star. Well, Genesis was a band with fucking what's his name in it, fucking that bald guy. Remember? Oh no, you weren't, because we were going and we were trying to figure out the name we wanted for the Sirens. Rivera Bone? You talking about?
No,
the bald guy singer.
No, he's to studio.
Oh, fucking.
Who's that guy?
Paul.
No, not Paul.
No, who is it?
Studio.
Fucking fucking Phil.
Right, remember? Yeah, Phil Collins.
Phil Collins.
Remember the drum rolls in the way? Right? And your hands in the air like fucking like 16 floor tops. Like no reason.
Fucking never ends.
So that was before Phil Collins like did his own thing or whatever.
Yeah.
His band was Genesis. So like when we were coming up with names for sirens, I was like, dude, how about Genesis? People were like, really? I was like, what's wrong with Genesis, dude? I didn't even realize that that was Phil Collins' band before him.
Phil Collins, dude.
Yeah, so I guess that person just decided to jack that shit, even though it was definitely already a band.
No, it wasn't that. He was already an established pop star, and Square Enix gave him money to bring him into Crisis Core.
Oh, so they were trying to
it was
bank
like
off
some
the Japanese
shit.
people?
Like, yeah, it was some like.
Do you realize Japan is like 3 times the size of New York, and it has like the 10th most people out of any country ever?
Fucking stupid, dude. It's like in New Jersey, dude. We're so cram packed.
It's just like people stacked on people. Like, why are you doing that?
Yeah, it's like New Jersey too.
But keep going.
But yeah, no, I mean, Genesis did have good backstory. I didn't mind his implementation in the game. It was okay.
But it basically has nothing to do with 7.
No, it was stupid.
It really had nothing to do with it. And like the copies, I mean, I guess the copies kind of had to do with like
the clones. Yeah, it was all about
the copies of like the reunion.
Yeah.
They just could have done it in a so much better way. Why make brand new characters that don't exist and can't translate or even become something in 7?
We're gonna see that in this remake, I think, with that Roche guy or Roach or whatever the
Roche,
fuck,
whatever,
the 3rd class soldier that appears in the trailer. There's gonna be some like changes, or like retconning. But I'm. It seems like that they are already. They're saying that the FF7 compilation is done, and now this remake is a fresh start, so that. Because they had a bunch of compliment. Yeah, it's Roche. Right? Roche? Oh, the little accent. Roche. All right, cool.
Thanks, Craig.
Yeah, they're I don't know what the fuck I was gonna say. But yeah, it's
nothing about well, you were saying it basically. You're saying it's fresh.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I will be honest. That will bum me out if it's like completely brand new and they pull some stuff that existed but didn't.
I don't think they're gonna.
I spent a lot of time watching those playthrough videos of Before Crisis, man.
Yeah.
Like hoping that maybe they'll just add some random, like even if it's just random, like a line here and there.
Well, yeah. It's
I would just appreciate it.
It's like that shit from
like why start it all over? Why did all that shit exist just to completely start it over? That's kind of fucked.
We're not that high. We're definitely drunk as fuck. The line from Heidegger to President Shinra when he says, "Oh, I think they may be from," when they're watching them in the elevator.
Yeah, the Wu Tai thing.
They may have been this may be the group that attempted your life or whatever they
take
said.
Your life, yeah. Well, I think there was a part in Before Crisis.
That's
when
a Before Crisis reference.
Yeah.
So I don't. They're all that shit from Before Crisis, Crisis Core. That's essentially non-canon if you're talking about the remake nowadays. They're not. They're gonna pull ideas from it and lore.
In a Night Sky Prince video, he made it seem like it was like it might be, it might not.
No, I don't.
Has
think
something
it
official
is
been
anymore.
released?
No, I.
This is just your opinion.
No, I think actually if it wasn't Kitase, he said that okay, the compilation is done and now we're doing the remake, and he even said like it's the same interview where he said he may even need to remake Final Fantasy VII in like fucking 10 years or whatever, which is a joke because it's going to take 10 years for the entire Final Fantasy remake to release. But in the same interview, he said something along the lines of it's a fresh start, essentially. They're going to take ideas because they want to expand the game, obviously. Like, I think that they're gonna go way into Avalanche. Because I remember as a kid...
Yeah, but now you're going to go way into Avalanche, but you're going to ignore Before Crisis and Crisis Core? That's like...
Not ignore it,
well,
but
Crisis Core barely had anything Avalanche, and I feel like really... But Before Crisis Core was all about Avalanche.
Before Crisis, yeah. They're just going to take little hints from that, but I don't think that's something that they're ever going to call canon and say that, like... Because there's a bunch of wacky shit happened in that game. Like, Cloud shows up, and then Era shows up, and Kate Sis shows up. Like
well, that's a cool thing. That like they actually
cool, but
they had every character show up. And what I will say about it is like obviously
fine.
they wanted to do it to have every character show up, but at the same time it didn't feel forced. Like it felt like it made sense. Story wise, I liked watching all that playthrough of Crisis or Before Crisis. I really enjoyed it. I really think when they brought in a character that they did a good job. Like it did, like even though it obviously was forced, it didn't feel forced. Like I liked how they all played their part and like everybody had their own little mission set and like and everything and like and everybody was in it, but they were still focusing on the Turks and Avalanche. And the Avalanche was like a legit like what you would think is terrorists.
Yes,
that's what Avalanche was in that.
Yeah.
Avalanche wasn't like their point was trying to save the world or whatever, but like the main guy was actually fucked in the head.
Elf, and it's a chick, right? Elf.
Well,
Elfie?
at first, but she wasn't 100% on the side of the one crazy guy. The one crazy guy, he really had this whole
Verdot, right?
Whatever is fucking the crazy scientist
Verdot,
who was like blowing fucking Hojo the whole time and shit.
I think it's
but
Verdot.
he was crazy, and what he wanted to do was just like wipe all of humanity out to save the planet.
Fucking Verdot, his little like picture in the text box, right? Verdot. He looks exactly like Sid from FF8. I can't, like, anytime I see Verdot pop up, I'm like, oh, it's Sid from FF8. Anyway, fucking. They're gonna take ideas from those games, like I said, with the reference to.
The reason I didn't talk is I was just having trouble thinking of Sid from FF8.
He's just got brown. He's the headmaster of. Balam. I believe.
Oh yeah, the face does, not the hair, but the face and the glasses.
No, I get the hair too.
Dude, his hair is kind of spiky and like, show me your manager.
Fuck.
If we're talking about the same guy,
we'll fucking figure it out off the air. But
yeah,
they're gonna make like subtle references to the compilation of Final Fantasy VII throughout.
But it's
this
still
remake.
gonna be like a new thing.
It's gonna be new. I wouldn't rely too much on that past stuff. I
spent a lot of time watching those.
I know,
videos, man.
I know, and so did I. And it's cool to know, but it's just like
yeah, but
it's
is it
not
though?
going to be relevant?
But is it though? You get to a point in your life where you're at a certain age where you're like even like if this is just completely ready. I mean, like I don't know, because wasn't there a point where George Lucas was trying to claim Clone Wars wasn't fucking canon? Even though it's like, how can it not be canon? It basically explains your main, most important characters.
I hate that shit, dude. And it's like
but
the
Clone
same
Wars
thing.
is like my favorite thing of all fucking time, though.
You know what? People are actually
Star Wars.
People are actually comparing Shinra blowing up the reactor themselves to Han shooting first. Can you believe that? Like
the whole
people think that them changing the story. Even though, like I said before, Jesse hints at it, but it's not like really a thing. You wouldn't think it as a kid, of course. But like people think like, oh, they're just making Shinra look like they're worse. Like they don't want there to be any controversy around Avalanche. Like they don't want them. Because back in the original,
well, see, those people are wrong. Because there's definitely like the whole point. I feel like of them going into this and showing Shinra doing that is to show the side of like, because Cloud's running around. Like I forgot who was talking about it. There was like a video I watched or something, but Cloud's running around in the aftermath when he's going to meet them on the train. And I'm pretty sure that whole part it's going to be expanded a lot more.
Yeah.
And he's like, and it's like destruction and mayhem and like kids and mothers crying and like people freaking out. It's going to show Avalanche looking like a terrorist.
Yeah.
So those people are just wrong.
We actually,
they're just wrong.
We
that's
actually
not what it's gonna
will,
look like.
which I'm fucking kind of terrified for, dude. The aftermath of the destruction of the first reactor. Because when
the whole point is it's gonna be the point of view that Avalanche is bad, that Avalanche are terrorists.
But like, what's it gonna be like after the demo? Like all those scenes that they showed when you actually blow up the thing and then you split up and you're just by yourself as Cloud.
I think that part is Cloud. It's going to take way longer than the original. Like it was the original, like 6 minutes.
No, yeah, because you just have like one section.
In the remake, I think it's going to be like an hour of him running around and like talking to people that are like
NPCs
freaking
and shit,
out.
dude. People are going to like really build that world.
Yeah,
dude.
I like Max Dude. Max Dude's pretty cool. I watched Night Sky Prince way more, but
Max Dude, I haven't heard of him.
You've had to have seen his videos pop up and you're like,
he might have come
watch
up on
this
my algorithm.
He's pretty cool. I like Night Sky Prince better. But Max Dude I think he releases a lot more videos.
I do really like Night Sky Prince. Yeah, it's just gonna be crazy seeing the reactions of the people. I don't know if it's Sector 2 or whatever when you're walking. There's that classic scene where you have like that clock tower or that clock bridge or whatever. It's right before you get attacked by all the soldiers and you jump onto the top of the train again. But
I think I need to run through just Midgar in the original 7. I think I need to because I'm not. I mean, it's my favorite game. I've played it like a zillion times, but I'm still like. I'm loving it. I'm not disappointed. I'm not getting upset or whatever, but I want to be able to like subtly in the back of my head compare where I am to what the original game is. So I think I need to do like a quick like 10-hour playthrough like right at the end of Midgar. Like I'm not going to like level up or do any bullshit. I'm just going to run through story.
It might even as an accomplished player, it might only take you like 5 hours. But I do, you know what I think? They cut that bird flying over the desert.
Yeah, a lot of people, the completionists got that 3-hour demo too, where you play the fucking airbot and the fucking sewer monster and
Abzu.
shit. If you were like invited to play that demo and shit, at, like the different cons that happened or whatever,
that footage is sick.
That was the reason it existed because it came from that demo.
I can't wait to play as Tifa. Like it's
gonna be a lot of fun. Hers is probably gonna be
the uniqueness of each character. Like.
They went into that. They dug into that because, like,
it's sick.
That. Remember when Stoner Steve had that complaint about Seven's characters that, like, they can kind of almost all be the same.
Essentially, yeah.
And I feel like they might have realized that if people had that point of view, and they made sure they added uniqueness to the people, and they really did for sure.
And I think a lot of people that played through the original kind of don't really care much about Aerith, like Aerith.
No, it's Aerith.
Aerith.
Fuck it. That's how they spelt it when the game was
or
released,
not,
and that's what I'm calling it.
Spoilers. She's gonna die.
I'm gonna cry, dude.
Dude, it's gonna be bad. And
I think I'm gonna send the wife and the kid.
I'm gonna cry in this episode too, and she doesn't die in this episode for sure. Jesse's gonna get me, dude.
Yeah. It'll be rough because they're gonna go so much more into like them, and you'll probably have like more time to talk to them and. They're going to be involved in more things.
They already have way more death in the demo. Yeah, exactly. What about Jesse? Like, they already have way more depth in the demo than they did in the entire original.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, for sure.
It's going to be so rough, dude.
Yeah, I definitely have to do a quick run through. It'll be a fun night.
Just see Midgar.
Probably do it in like one night, like just stay up a little late after fucking Ala falls asleep and just running through it. Just get to the end of the Midgar real quick, just for the story purposes.
Yeah.
Imagine getting to the Shinra building. That shit's gonna take forever.
It's gonna be nuts. It's probably gonna be like 10 hours of the remake demo. Or,
just chilling,
remake.
like going in every room, searching for shit. It'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm excited about it. But we're at about 2.5 hours, so I'm probably gonna cut it pretty soon. What do you think? Anything you want to get off your chest? Or I know we like didn't fully go through the entire demo, but I mean, back to what that one dude said about the fucking scorpion fucking thing, the sentinel or whatever they're calling it now.
Oh yeah, he's fucking.
I can see where he's coming from. I don't necessarily 100% agree, but I can see where he's coming from. It's for the very first boss. It's really fucking involved.
It is, but
if you're not paying attention, you're gonna die pretty quick.
He's the editor of a fucking video game publicist.
I own Final Fantasy VII on any and every platform that it's ever existed on, Greg. But continue on.
Yeah, it's like 5 hours, 4 hours tops if you fucking blow through it. But I always level up and
I won't for this
Sector
playthrough.
6,
I just
think.
want to get like the fucking generalization of like what I'm doing and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I might just blow through the story again. But there's always YouTube videos too. I don't know. So I really fucking love the demo. I love the first part where you come up. I first of all, I love the fact that they leave you in every battle. It's like, hey, yo, Cloud's got this. Like, I love the way they worked that into the remake, because that was always something in the past, and it's like, oh, where the fuck are they going? It's like, they could help me kill these fucking soldiers, but it turns out you were hired to kill them, so that's your job. So they're paying you to do that, so they sneak around and run past the guards and shit, and you fight them by yourself.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Fucking dope. And then when you come up to them trying to break into that door, and when you finally look up to that fucking reactor billowing smoke up,
and it's the title screen of the.
It's the title screen, and of course the game pushes you.
I have to pee so bad I can't hold it. So keep talking about.
Yeah, I'm there too, but that first fucking scene when like yeah, you could look up at it yourself and it looks incredible, but the fact that fucking the Unreal Engine and the PlayStation 4 can actually make that look that good if you just look at it in the playable camera. Couple hours, yeah, all right, fucking hard ass. All right, yeah, man, we've all yeah, dude, it looks so fucking good, and I don't even know where to go, man. Everything sounds so good. I did skip ahead a little bit and listen to the soundtrack that people are uploading on YouTube.
It always gets so warm in here. So much man.
The soundtrack is fucking sick. I'm a little nervous about the Turks theme though. The Turks theme. So you've heard most of the soundtrack. You've heard how dynamic it is and how it like changes. If you get in a battle in the reactor or if you get in a battle somewhere else, it's going to change. It's going to be really dynamic. There's some shit that's going to change that we might not appreciate it, but it's going to be like 1 out of like 100 tracks. So far, I've heard the Turks theme. I'm not too stoked about it. Because back then it was like the
yeah.
And then that fucking bass line. Nowadays, it's like it sounds very cowboyish. It doesn't have the same drum beat.
I'm trying to see if I can find it. How did you find it?
Click on the second one. Yeah, that one. There, and then go into the description.
I'm fucking. Show more.
And then look for Turk's theme.
All right, hold on. Let me.
It every other track on this version, because this is what I listen to. I love everything that's on this. Turk's theme, not down with. It's like too.
It sounds like an old western.
Yeah, like westerny, cowboy, Red Dead Redemption shit. It's like, although it may.
I will admit, I'm not hating it.
It's just it may fit.
It's a lot different though.
Yes, it's very different. This is the only track that I've noticed so far that is super different. I really love what they've done with the soundtrack, but it's just, dude, you ready to cry, dude? Put on Flowers Blooming from the Church. I'm gonna try to cry.
Oh wow, it's so good.
You're gonna fucking cry, dude.
It's so good.
Nerdcast.
Oh wow. For our hardcore nerds who listen to this show for the video games, or if you're just a hardcore fan in general, and oh my god, it's so good. Holy shit. Alright, I'm gonna hit Flowers Blooming in the Church. I'm gonna see what that sounds like. Let's see what's popping in this bitch. Oh my god. For people who don't give a shit about video games and are a fan of the show, I apologize ahead of time, but I shouldn't say ahead of time. Basically at the end now. Oh my god, it's so good. Is it not on here, Greg? I'm not seeing it. You can hear it in the flashback. Oh my god. Dude, flowers blooming in the church. Fucking Christ, dude.
How are you not in tears yet, dude? The first time I pulled that up, I was done.
Squats victory. Let's see what that's on.
Oh, dude, put it up, dude. No, put it up. Dude, this is that DJ shit. Dude, put it on those who fight squats. 5426.
Those who fight
squats. So I may not okay. I fucking hate DJ remixes. I hate it. We've been listening to Ender Shikari for what, 15 years now?
I can't stand it when they do certain things.
I hate it.
Although this sounds like it is Shikari's remix of a Final Fantasy VII song.
Wait, put the headphones half off your face.
Already, right?
Yeah, how do they do it?
Dude,
It's
you want to talk about the like,
it's
how
so dumb.
much less can you do as a musician than be a fucking EDM DJ, you fucking loser.
Yeah, enjoy your laptop, your fucking MacBook, you fucking faggot.
Yeah, fucking
but
cunt.
I will defend that song to my grave because I think it's fucking great. I think it's gonna be hilarious. You think of
dude, when this hits you when you open the demo, dude, it's not okay.
I can't. But to go on that fucking DJ remix, like, I think in the context of the squats minigame and like
it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Fucking hilarious.
I'll have fun with it there.
The Turks theme, like it may not work for me now, because I don't like that kind of like. I really like the drum and bass thing of the
yeah,
they're
yeah.
super fucking catchy. That fucking bass line. And now it may fit better in the game in context, which I'm sure the squats theme will. I'm gonna fucking laugh my ass off. Which, by the way, the squats theme, right?
I'm listening.
You have your squats minigame where you're going between like triangle, square, circle, X, or whatever. Like they have you do a series of buttons. You saw that shit in the trailer?
Yeah.
And then they cut to Tifa. Thoughts on Hurry? Yeah, we'll check it out in a sec. 4211. So Tifa was doing pull-ups. I fucking love it, dude. I fucking love everything about this. The soundtrack. There's so many good parts of the soundtrack. They kept it so well to the original.
As long as I can tell what the original song was and see what they're doing with it, for the most part, I'm going to love it all. Like, that's what's going to keep the nostalgia there, right? Because this whole brand new action-based 3D third-person thing that's going to be happening, you're only going to get so much nostalgia. It's a brand new game.
Yeah.
Like, you don't feel like you're in the first... I don't feel like I'm in the first reactor in the opening bomb mission when I'm playing the opening bomb mission in the demo. I don't, at all.
Really?
But, yeah, a lot of... It's just a completely different feel. But the music keeps you in there, and it kind of keeps you... I mean, it just could be the way my brain works, you know?
Wait, here
but
comes
see,
this,
Greg's feeling what I'm saying.
Here comes this riff.
Yeah.
That was the thing when we were trying to remake the soundtrack. We were like, no.
Yeah, I was probably just gonna be like, fucking, I don't know. We never got that far.
But
it was something that we were thinking of, like, dude, we just shouldn't do this.
There's certain parts in Those Who Fight and I forget what it might be Hurry. Or no, maybe it's Mako Reactor, but it's like...
This is literally all that's in this game, though? I feel like there would be more somehow, but I guess not.
That's
got
pretty
main
much...
theme? Why are we even catching main theme, though? Because you don't really get main theme till you hit the fucking planet.
No, yeah, this shit's all new.
Yeah, but you don't get this until you're on the world map.
Yeah, I don't know how people found this. This must be from the leaks.
Yeah.
Same with the squat shit.
Unless they play this when you're like just roaming around Midgar, which
no,
I'm
that's
okay
from
with.
the demo and a bit after.
Is he talking about main theme?
Oh, maybe, I don't know.
Because we. All right, cool. I was gonna say this has to be.
Yeah, no, this is like a people piece this together. But there's certain parts of the dynamic soundtrack that I just love, like the like they do like
yeah.
This,
I think this is a perfect way to just finish off this episode. I'm gonna hit the fucking title screen. Jeffe, what do you got to say, boy? Something quick, something to finish her off. I'm already on that screen, you know.
N-word.
This is. If you don't play video games, it's your problem.